home of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle and Andy Ulickney.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WPWX Berwick.
The Valley's sports leader, HLM.
Sports Radio HLM proudly presents Berwick Bulldogs football. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Forge Pub and Eatery, West 11th Street in Berwick. Bear, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram in Berwick. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Berwick Notary Center, Orange Street in Berwick. Mason's Monogram Services for all your Bulldog merchandise. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chick-Shinny. Your Berwick State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. Hometown agents who understand Berwick's needs. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Alexander Family Dealership, Central Road off Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Access Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing recovery and lockout services. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Don's Towing Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. ND Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Danville. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. Now with Andy Ulickney, here's the Dean of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick High School Marching Band, now with the National Anthem. It's the Bulldogs against the Millionaires of Williamsport. We're on a little later than usual. May sound a little strange. Our phone lines are out at the station. Hats off to Ben Willis for putting this all together to make us on the air at all. It's been one of those days. But Berwick about to take on Williamsport. Bulldogs down below us with a 1-3 record. Most alarming for Berwick, coming off probably their poorest performance of the season last week in that 42-14 loss at Selinsgrove. For Williamsport, they come on 3-1. They were very, very fortunate to win that game last week against Central Mountain. In fact, Central Mountain had kicked a field goal, which appeared to win the game late, but there's a penalty against Williamsport. It was a penalty that could not be declined. They had to kick over. There was a bad snap, and again, game went into overtime with Williamsport winning that one. The Millionaires come in with a 3-1 record. They will receive as Berwick won the toss, deferred to the second half. Both these teams are without some of their star power tonight. We'll explain that as we go along. But we are set to go on a beautiful evening for high school football from Crescent Field, as Brendan Hinkle will kick it off. Lined up at the 40-yard line, kicking from the middle of the field. Williamsport, they're keeping people around the 15-yard line. Hinkle sometimes can boot it a little deeper than that. Keith Freeman, very, very dangerous as a returner, so they don't even kick it to him. They kick it along the turf. It's picked up by one of the up men. There's an opening momentarily. He's brought down the 35-yard line. Demir Sams Glover on the return. Kevin Dean in on his hip. Defense coming out for Berwick. star-studded, but they're going to have to really play at their best to stop this rather balanced Williamsport attack. Bruce Hartman is out with an injury. Andrew Blockus will start at one tackle, and it looks like number 88, Harrison Snyder, at the other tackle. We'll check the rest of that Berwick defense as we go. Williamsport first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Liam Carroll at tackle. Harrison at defensive end opposite Taji Taylor.
Three receivers to the left. Frankie Marone is back to throw. Looking. Big pass rush. Gets the pass away. It's to Nasir Hennigan. And Hennigan gets out to about the 40-yard line. Berwick with good pressure on the quarterback. Something they didn't have last week. But Marone able to get it ahead for 6 yards. Second down and 4.
Alex Hacker was at defensive end. Jim, I had him tagged in there wrong. He did put great pressure on. Nasir Hennigan, only his second catch of the year, a 6-yarder there.
Second and 4. Wide receiver to either side. Hennigan gets the call. Big hole up the middle. Just tripped up at the Berwick 45-yard line. That was Keith Freeman on the carry instead of Hennigan. He's listed as a wide receiver, but he does a lot of carrying of the ball, sometimes from a straight running back position.
Hennigan's confusing. He's about the same size as Hennigan. He wears 25. Hennigan wears 26, but a nice burst there to cross the 50.
15 yards on the carry. Now Hennigan gets the call, tries the right side, gets about 3 to the Berwick 42-yard line.
Hennigan's the main ball carrier on this team. Jim averages 110 yards a game, 62 carries, 330 yards by my count. He's a stud. He can make you really have to play to stop him.
Freeman, one of 2 receivers to the right. DJ Green to the left. Frankie Marone out of the gun. Gives the ball to Freeman, coming from his wide receiver position. He goes up the middle and picks up just 2 to the 40-yard line.
Andrew Blockus in there was down on the ground with pancake block, was able to find himself to his knees and up in Keith Freeman, who came in motion, took it instead of a jet sweep coming to the near side, squared and took it straight up. Unique look to the play.
Third down and 5. Freeman is now one of 3 receivers to the left. Out of the pistol, Hennigan is behind Frankie Marone. A quick out to the far side, incomplete, beyond the reach of Freeman. And now an early decision for head coach Charles Cruz, now his 7th season. And he elects to play conservatively. They will bring the punt team on.
Yes, they will. Connor Poole does all the kicking for this team. He's got a great leg. VATs, 12 of 13, 2 field goals, 2 attempts, long of 33, and an excellent punter as well.
Ryan Bankus and Dre Wilk back for the Bulldogs, both standing inside their 10-yard line. Glover goes in motion, left to right. Snap is a good one. Poole's kick is a low line drive that takes a great roll where Williamsport is concerned and will roll dead at the Berwick 9-yard line.
Bit of a rugby-style kick, Jim. He took a step or 2 to the right. He cleared the tackle box. If he didn't clear the tackle box, that low-line drive would have hit his own lineman and stopped at the line of scrimmage. As it is, he gets there, he gets the roll, and it's a punt that doesn't really hurt his team, even though he didn't get much of it.
The Bulldogs will have it against a Williamsport defense that lines up with Narik Burks and Charles Cruz III, son of the head coach at the ends. Andrew Mullen and Dave Splain at the tackles. Alonzo Rice, Riley Bauer, Sebastian Robinson, the linebackers. The corners, DeVere, Sam Glover, DJ Green. The safeties, Roman Marone and George Whaley.
Very big up front, Jim. 270, 275, and 260. 3 of the front 4.
Berwick from their own 10-yard line. The call goes straight ahead for a gain of a yard or 2. Now, Berwick's running game is really going to be handicapped in this game. Aiden Mason is not available. And so the Bulldogs, without their leading rusher, will struggle in all likelihood to run the football. They did there. It's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, just with Benny Knorr in the backfield, Jim. We haven't seen much of him as a featured running back. There on the opening play, he did get the call.
Spencer Kishbaugh comes out of the game now. As Berwick, 2nd down and 9 at their own 11. Bulldogs move from our left to our right in this opening period. Slot to the left. Matt Lunzinski out of the gun. Has a man in motion. The handoff goes to that motion man. Then he's got room off the right side. Over the 30 to the the 35, slips the tackle at the 40. He gets to the 45, still on his feet to midfield. Terrific run by Benny Knorr. Berwick gets out of a deep hole, and they have a first down at midfield.
Nice call on the jet sweep. Came in motion, took the pitch, just sped to the sideline, turned it on up. Decided to come back against the Green in the backside quarter. DJ Green eventually does bring him down. But good speed, wonderful execution as Benny Knorr explodes for the big yardage.
39 yards from the carry by Benny Knorr. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from midfield. Knorr now in a slot to the left side. Monsinski out of the gun. Tajee Taylor on the wing to the right. Monsinski gives the ball to Ryan Bankus, hit behind the line and battles back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Yeah, caught in there by the linebackers. Sebastian Robinson is the most effective. 44 tackles on the year, the leading tackler for this team. He was able to get to Bankus and stop him right there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Riley Bowers, another one. He's a small guy, 5'8", 150, but he had 11 tackles and a sack against Central Mount last week. He's the number 3 tackler on this team. As Berwick faces a 2nd and 10 from midfield. Slot to the left. A fake and rolling to his left. And the pass goes to Spencer Kishbaugh. He's forced out of bounds. But a good gain on 2nd down, the 3rd and short Berwick.
I do like the call, Jim. Even though you're rolling the quarterback to his less dominant side, we see that Matt Lundzinski is very good throwing while in movement. Get him out of that pocket, let him move. He feels comfortable, able to square the shoulders and throw it to the left side. Hit that man, make it a 7-yard gain.
7th catch of the season for Spencer Kishbaugh. Berwick now facing a 3rd down and 3 at the Williamsport 43-yard line. Knorr in a slot to the right. Trey Wilk outside of him. Williamsport jumps across. If that is the call, it'll be 1st down Berwick.
I believe it is. I saw no movement on the part of Berwick. I believe Lundzinski barked the signals, attempted to draw them off, and with the sound of his voice, which way are they marking this? They're facing the wrong way. That's it. Turn around there. And Galicki will mark it off for 5.
Frank Galicki is the umpire. The referee is Greg Sumchak. Ed Caffrey, the linesman. The line judge, Galen Miller. Dave Pacchioni is the side judge. The field judge is Kyle Costello. 1st and 10. Berwick at the Williamsport 38-yard line.
Don't want to jinx them, but this is a very exciting drive, Jim.
Rolling right is Lundzinski, fires, has his man. That's Spencer Kishbaugh, out of bounds inside the 30-yard line, close to a Berwick 1st down.
Yeah, we saw last week that Lundzinski is nice when in motion. It seems to relax him to get himself moving. Got out of the pocket to the right side on a designed roll, drilled it on into Spencer Kishbaugh. It was a nice big target. And they move the chains.
10 yards on that reception. 1st and 10 for Berwick at the Williamsport 28-yard line. Trey Wilk, wide left. Benny Knorr in a slot to that side. From the 28, Monsinski has the snap. Fake handoff, keeps the football, gets to about the 24-yard line.
Quarterback runs by design were not part of the game plans in the first couple weeks. But last week, Lundzinski was forced to do some running out of the pocket. Seems to thrive upon it. He's a big, strong guy. He's not slow. Well, he's not a speedster. But when you can do that, there's a lot of deception in running the quarterback. It looked to me like it was handed off. There's the quarterback taking it inside.
2nd down and 7. They mark it at the 25-yard line. Bankus, the lone running back. Monsinski hands to Ryan Bankus up the middle, had a little bit of a push, and then Williamsport closed quickly. They'll give him 2, maybe 3 on the play. They mark it at 22, so 3 yards. 3rd down and 4 Bulldogs.
Quick hitter. Got that handoff, went straight up to the B gap, found a little bit of a seat, brought it for all it was worth. And Berwick's going to have a decision here. Watch how they play this. They determine on whether they go for it on 4th down. Watch for a run.
3rd down and 4. Just need to get some yardage. Probably 4-down territory. Williamsport jumps across again.
Again, with scouting, when you sense or you see it on tape that this team is jumpy, mark that signal. They did it once during this drive. They do it again. And that'll give them the first down the easy way. No decision on whether or not you have to go for it on fourth down. The ball will be at the 17-yard line of the Millionaires. So Berwick started this drive at their own 10. They're now at the Williamsport 17. And boy, after the disaster that was the game at Selinsgrove last Friday, to get points on the first possession would be huge for this Berwick team. Yes, it would. This is a very sharp-looking drive. Execution's been wonderful.
Slot to the right side. The call goes to Bankes. Try the left side. Has some running room. Spins down to the 13, maybe the 12-yard line. Nice cut by Ryan Bankes.
Yeah,
he was running to his left.
He got just enough of a block from Harrison Snyder out there at side end, who was able to shield the man, and he broke it up north and south inside of that. We'll call it close to 4 on the run.
Second down and 6. Berwick at the Williamsport 13-yard line. Bulldogs using a lot of this first quarter clock. It's running 5:40 remaining in a scoreless first quarter.
Keeping things moving, no reason to stop it. No incomplete passes, no out of bounds. You want that when you play a strong team like Williamsport.
Onzinski fakes handoff, rolls to his right, fires on the run, has Spencer Kishball inside the 10, and he hurdles the tackler as he gets out of bounds around the 6 or 7 yard line.
That would-be tackler was Darnier Sam's Glover, who only stands 5'7". So the 6'4" Kishball approaching him, saw him dip his head to make the tackle. And like a high hurdler, went right on over him. Another exciting play. Bring the quarterback, move him out of the pocket, rolling to the right, hit the receiver on the same side. But doesn't come back for a touchdown. Oh, boy.
I tell you what, on a drive like this, it takes just one mistake to mess it all up. Berwick just committed that mistake.
And it's very frustrating, Jim. The quarterback's rolling away from any type of pass rush. There's no need to hold. It's going to be a quick throw, about a 5-yard out. So he's rolling and throwing, about a 2 count. No one can get to him that fast. But instead, Berwick's handicapped itself. They have to think field goal attempt rather than touchdown, or take risks to extend this drive.
Personal foul against Berwick. Huge penalty. Huge penalty. Back to the 22-yard line. Second down and 15.
They don't announce numbers, but I'm sure the coaches will find out who was responsible for that. We don't even know what type of personal foul it was.
Yeah, if it's a legitimate call, it's a terrible mistake.
Yep.
From the 22. Can Berwick overcome that? Onzinski gives the ball off to Spencer Kishball, pitched it to him, and very little gain off the right side. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Came in a motion from the wing back when he got right in front of the quarterback. It was one of those quick little pitches forward. I think they want to use his athleticism, Jim. He's a very strong athlete. He has size. He has speed. So make more use of him in the offense.
3rd down and 13. Berwick at the Williamsport 20-yard line. And Slavinsky wide to the left. Benny Nor in a slot to that side. Trey Wilk wide right. 3rd down call. Onzinski back to throw. Looking. Fires out of the backfield. Incomplete. Oh, he had Trey Wilk at the 15-yard line and some room to run.
Yes, he did, but it doesn't connect. Gavin Cunningham did a real nice block. He was isolated on the left side with one of these big linemen from Williamsport. Got good position, got the low base, fought, protected his quarterback. Berwick has a decision now. Looks like it's a little too long for the field goal attempt, so they're going to go for it with a play from scrimmage here on 4th down.
Boy, it looked like Trey Wilk got a hand on it.
Yeah.
He had running room.
Yes, he did.
So here it is. 4th down and 13. Slot to the left. Wide receiver right. Onzinski back to throw. In trouble. He will be sacked back at the 25-yard line. So the long drive was almost perfect except for a personal foul, and it cost the Bulldogs ultimately.
Yes, it did. Blitzing on the play. Outside linebacker Legier Whaley coming on in. Not giving much time to Lonzinski. Tried to step up, tried to step away, but just no room to escape.
A long drive. Cuts up empty. 4:42 to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Long drive, though, gives the team confidence, Jim. You have to maintain the momentum, carry it over defensively, and make the plays.
Marone under center for the first time. Gives the ball straight ahead. The gain out to about the 30-yard line by Nasir Hennigan. Running through a lot of traffic on the inside, but no one can get the square shot. Eventually, Trey Will coming up from safety, putting him down, but not until Nasir Hennigan gets a 6-yard gain. Second down and 4 for the Millionaires. Now Marone back in the gun. The pistol with Hennigan behind him. Second down call. Hennigan again looking for room. There's plenty there, and he's close to a first down out to the 35-yard line.
Spencer Kishbach crashing in from outside linebacker to the middle. They are going to move the chains with that front. Berwick's trying to get up with this big offensive line. See if stop things right up front.
Yeah, their center and their right guard are marquee players from that front for Williamsport. Gates Blaine and Charles Cruz III. Marone on the run, right side. Big pass rush. He's going to be sacked inside the 20-yard line.
Longest is there, and Benny Knorr is there, Jim, as they both came hard. Forced him to pass pedal, and that's a huge loss on the sack. Count it off as you work on your play-by-play. Boy, huge loss for Williamsport there.
They mark it at the 23. They gave forward progress there. It's second down at 22. A loss of 12 on that play.
Not many calls that are very good from this situation. Try to get half of it.
Freeman in motion. He's going to throw the football downfield. He's got a man, Green. And Green is going to go for a score. Trying to catch up his Trey Will. He will not. And a pass play from the running back. Freeman goes for the touchdown. 77 yards.
It's frustrating. Trick play, fools Berwick. The corner who needed to be on the coverage and come up playing it like it was sweep. That man pulls up and heaves it left-handed to the receiver. And then there would have been a bit of a chase where Berwick would have caught, but the man stumbled and fell again. So 2 problems at the cornerback position for Berwick leads to the touchdown for Williamsport.
Connor Poole will attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Marone, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Count on the field, 3:04 to go, opening quarter. Williamsport 7, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLN.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
What a turnaround this first quarter. Berwick takes over their own 10-yard line, puts together a 15-play drive, at one point reaching the Williamsport 13. But then a personal foul. You could say that personal foul turned this game completely around, because just a couple plays later, after Williamsport took over, Heath Freeman on the option with his left hand threw the ball to DJ Green, who raced 77 yards instead of a Berwick lead to start this game. Williamsport has the 7-0 lead, 3:04 to go, opening quarter.
Trick plays are often tumped in the secondary. You see what looks like a sweeping action on a jet sweep, and you commit, but they overcommitted. It wasn't that great of a fake. The left-handed passer taking that pitch comes and telegraphs it early. He wants to throw, and there's just not enough makeup. And then in the makeup speed, the cornerback stumbles, and the man goes for the touchdown.
Connor Poole, after his extra point, will kick it off for the Millionaires. Have that 7-0 advantage. Kick is high and short to the far side on the run. The Berwick returner gets it up to the 27. 1-yard line. Benny Noor on the return.
Santino White on the tackle, and boy, by the time Benny Noor picked it up, they were letting it bounce, let it lie there a little too long. It's an onside kick, and Berwick doesn't pick it up. And Santino White right on top, hitting him about the time he picks it up.
Well, let's see if the Bulldogs can move the ball again, effectively as they did their first time. In better field position this time. They had it at the 10 on that opening possession. They now have it at the 13.
Huddling on the sideline with the coaching staff getting the play. The whole team will come right out to the line of scrimmage. Plenty of time for the ready play signal.
3 receivers to the right. Ryan Bankus, the running back, to the right of Matt Lunzinski. Bankus gets the call, looks for some running room off to the left side, and gets to about the 25. We'll see if they give that second effort or if the whistle had blown. He eventually got up to the 28. They're going to bring it back to the 26-yard line. 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
Roman Moreau coming up hard from his cornerback position, putting a nice shoulder at Ryan Bankus.
Roman Moreau broke up Central Mountain's 4th and goal pass with a 4-yard line in overtime. Preserve that win for Williamsport last week. Millionaires come in 3-1 after that overtime win over Central Mountain. 3 receivers to the right, second down call with Zinsky back to throw. Fires, has his man Benny Noor, makes a deep move, has the first down and then some, out near the 40-yard line.
Very nice. He's the inside man on the receivers to the right side. They've been throwing the out pattern and hitting Spencer Kishbaugh a lot. This time he was able to catch it near the hash, and as you mentioned, a nifty little move to spin himself back up inside and try to split the safeties. Got nice yardage on the run after the catch.
13 yards altogether. 1st and 10. Berwick at their own 39-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go in a fast-moving opening quarter. Bulldogs trail Williamsport 7-0. Lunzinski gives the ball to Bankus. Sweeps the right side and just tripped up a flag on the play. Boy, that almost went a long way.
Benny Noor was leading the way. He's been standing out in this. I thought he had a wonderful block on the corner. That's the place where they dropped the flag, right there at the 40-yard line, near the line of scrimmage, but outside wide on the periphery. Looked clean to me, but I can't see the hands from this point. It will be marked against Berwick.
The second crucial penalty against Berwick in this opening quarter.
Jim, you saw the block. It was very apparent here from this side. I didn't see him using the hands, but and we don't always have the best angle. Perhaps people inside were able to see the use of the hands.
So it will be 1st down and 18 for the Bulldogs. Berwick's moving the ball well, but their margin of error is not that much. They can't afford the 10 or 15-yard penalty. They couldn't overcome the 15. Let's see what they do with the 10.
There's 5.
Jumps across again, the 3rd time in this opening quarter.
When a team is as aggressive as Williamsport, use the aggressiveness against them. Bark the signals into the critical situation. Coaching staff may even send that in. They may tell Matt Lunzinski, hey, bark them. We can use 5 here. Give us a 1st and 13 or so. Much easier to make. In fact, manageable. Not that far off from the 1st and 10.
1:25 remaining this opening quarter.
I think Benny Noor's been standing out in this game. Aiden Mason not playing. Benny Noor a little bit more of a chance to shine. We've seen him in different positions, from whether it's straight tailback, whether it's the wing back, whether it's catching the ball, running the ball, and I thought leading the blocking. He's looked solid.
1st down, 13. Berwick at their own 36-yard line. Matt Lunzinski, as he does after every play, goes to the sideline, gets the play called. Dre Wilk, wide left. Rowan Slabinski wide to the right. 2 running backs, one on either side of Lunzinski, who fakes handoff, keeps the football, and gets just to the line of scrimmage.
A little bit of a quarterback draw action, but no one was buying it, Jim. They let the secondary lock on man-to-man. Linebackers were keying through into the backfield, saw a little play action fake one way, and saw the quarterback come forward, and they met him.
2nd down and 13. Berwick at their own 36-yard line. Perhaps the final play of this opening quarter. Dre Wilk is wide to the right. Rowan Slavinsky wide left. He had a running back on either side of Odzinski, who has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw, and he dumps it out to Benny Knorr at the 40, the 45, the midfield to the 45, down the far sideline, 35, getting hemmed in, and finally brought down inside the 15-yard line. Benny Knorr's on fire in this opening quarter.
He looked great, Jimmy. He had a man out there with him, I believe it was Spencer Kishbaugh, who turned from receiver into blocker. Found that one block and opened him up down the numbers on the far side. Showed excellent speed. I thought he might take it all the way. He's going to come up 10 yards short.
53 yards for the pass to Benny Knorr. And Berwick got first and 10 at the 11-yard line of Williamsport.
Yeah, very visible that Benny Knorr has his mojo on for this game, Jim.
Odzinski under center now with an I formation, and Spencer Kishbaugh is the fullback. And the call goes off the right side to Ryan Backus. A good effort inside the 5, down near the 3, on what will be the final play of this opening quarter. With the score, Williamsport 7, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Williamsport, or check out their Facebook page.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard tonight. Danville leads Central Columbia 21-0 in the second. Southern Columbia leads Mount Carmel 6-0 in the first, and Dallas leads Hazleton 7-6 in the second.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Ready to go in the second quarter here at Crespin Field in Berwick. Williamsport leading Berwick by a score of 7-0, but Berwick has moved the ball very, very well on long drives in each of their possessions. They were penalized with a personal foul that pretty much eliminated any scoring opportunity the first time. As we start this second quarter, Bulldogs moving from our right to our left, have the ball at the 3-yard line of the Millionaires, second down and 2.
An invigorated team, Jim, playing with purpose, playing with attitude.
High formation against Spencer Kishbaugh, the fullback. Benny Knorr outside of him. Knorr gets the call off the right side, and Benny Knorr very close to the first down yardage.
Popped it in there, nice, positive yardage. They're using Spencer Kishbaugh a lot, Jim, in a lot of different ways. We saw them throw to him early. We saw him downfield blocking. Now as a fullback, he was leading an isolation play off the right side. Benny Knorr saw a team inside of him, decided to get whatever he could, and they didn't quite drop the chain, but boy, it's inches away.
Third down and 1. Berwick at the Williamsport 2-yard line. Again, Kishbaugh, the fullback. Knorr, the tailback. Odzinski under center. They need a yard. Knorr has up the right side, gets into the end zone for Berwick, touchdown. Benny Knorr in from 1 yard out. The Bulldogs within a point.
Double dive action. You see the fullback, you figure he's going to take you to the play. He broke off hard to the left, and Benny Knorr takes it and breaks off hard to the right. Linebackers are full. They're out of position. Benny Knorr has a decision. Take it inside, take it outside over the right tackle. Easily bounces it wide and goes in standing.
Extra point attempt coming from Brendan Hinkle. He is 6 for 6 on the season. Try to tie this one up. Snap is good. Placement. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Time out on the field. 11:08 remaining in the first half. Williamsport 7, Berwick 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Williamsport. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Millionaires touchdown from 2 yards out, capping a 7-play, 77-yard drive for Berwick. And they have tied Williamsport with 11:08 to go in the first half. 7-all. Impressive, Jim. And, sometimes you don't have all your weapons for every game. Boy, the way people have stood out, stepped up, and made the plays. We're seeing Kishbaugh being the leader on this team. We're seeing Lanzinski doing the job at quarterback. And Benny Noor just looking outstanding. Eagles kick will bounce at the 20. He'll be fielded the 16-yard line. Backpedaling is the Williamsport return man and forced out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Good coverage. Balaji Moses, the sophomore, on the return for the Millionaires. Oh, Sheptok did a real nice job of stringing it, forcing it wide. So while not really part of the tackle, he was a big part of the defense, keeping that from turning upfield. I mentioned people standing out, Jim, for Berwick on the offensive side. Don't forget Ryan Bankus, he has 18 yards. And when you're getting yardage, credit the offensive line, the entire unit, doing their job. Slot to the left side. Barone, under center, gives the ball to Hennigan. Hennigan hit behind the line. And he may have got back to the line of scrimmage, may have not. Liam Carroll in there in defensive tackle. Again, talking about people needing to fill in and step up. His second big play defensively, shrugged away from one of those big offensive linemen, grabbed the ball carry off, and threw him down for no gain. 2nd and 10. Millionaires at their own 27. Barone has the shotgun snap. Pump fake once, twice. Now fires to the sideline, incomplete. Good coverage of the Berwick secondary because he had time to look things over. Wanted to get it out to the tight end, Sebastian Robinson, in the flat. But while Robinson was only about 8 yards, 7 yards down from the line of scrimmage, it's a long sideways pass for the quarterback who's under duress, and he couldn't complete it. 3rd down and 10. Millionaires at their 27. Barone back to throw. Steps up there with a long pass downfield, overthrown. Keith Freeman surrounded by 3 Berwick defenders. Boy, nothing better after you cap a drive with the tying score to get a 3 and out. Yeah. And if you look at the way this first half has been played so far, Berwick seems to have had every advantage. The only disadvantage, some penalties, which have stalled things a little bit for them. But strong defense, and the offense has looked sharp in its execution. Ryan Bankus, Dre Wilk, anticipating the punt by Connor Poole. He is standing back at the Millionaires' 13-yard line. Taking their time, no hurry to punt. Big splits in the line. Long count, very long. Taking their time, and again. They don't want a penalty. There's no way it must. Was there no ready for play? So they go, why would you take a delay? They go a late timeout. 10:21 to go. Opening half, Berwick 7, Williamsport 7. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Even the salad dressings are scratch made. Open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. And check out their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap with 5 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beers. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Not sure what the problem was with Williamsport. They were lined up in an obvious punting situation. And it appeared that they had the personnel on the field, but they kept taking too much time. Rather than take a delay, they called a timeout.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, Jim. Almost like they wanted the 25-second clock to run down, told the referee stop it with 1 second to go, and then we'll punt. I don't know if their players were gassed. They have a lot of those bigger players in there. And for some reason, they did allow this. They had plenty of time for the punter to get it off.
The ball is at the Millionaires' 27-yard line. They face 4th down and 10. 10:21 to go in the opening half here at Crispin Field. And the score tied at 7. Connor Poole is back at his 12-yard line. Ready for the snap from George Whaley. Long count again. This time the snap is there. Kick is away. Low line drive kick. Benny Knorr will try to field it. He does. Back at the 32-yard line. To the 40. To the 45. And out to midfield. And a flag down there.
Exciting. It got by him with this bouncing type of line drive. But he chased it down from behind. Chapped it into his arms on the bounce. Pivoted, turned upfield, and then made another big move to bring it back to the sideline. Looking very, very sharp. There's a flag, and there's also a Williamsport player down here on this sideline too, Jim.
Illegal use of hands against Berwick. So it'll be a mark-off against the Bulldogs.
You know, and these are penalties that happen, and they don't help the team. It's not like that hold, stopped it, prevented the touchdown from going. Benny Knorr was going to be knocked out of bounds regardless right there at midfield.
We have an injury timeout, a Williamsport player being tended to right on the Berwick sideline. Benny Knorr ordinarily does not return punts. I think coaching staff figures it's his night.
It is.
It's his night. Let's see what he can do on a punt return, and he did pretty well.
I think he knows he has the opportunity. No way to face him. So it's his chance to field in, carry the ball a little bit more, do a little bit more offensively. Talk about someone rising to the challenge, stepping up, whereas the whole team needs to step up when you're missing people. They certainly aren't doing the job, and Benny Knorr leading the way. Yazir Slaughter, the man who was injured on that punt return, he'll jog to the far sideline, and we'll get things resumed here.
1st and 10, Berwick at their own 35-yard line as they move from our right to our left in this second quarter. Score tied at 7. 10:09 to go. Berwick has had the ball twice and moved the ball extremely well. Long drives both times.
And the confidence that you get from that, Jim, the confidence when plays are working and your players are making those plays work.
Handoff is to Benny Knorr. Tries the left side, picks up about 2 to the 37-yard line. Andy, both you and I thought in that game at Selinsgrove last week, when there wasn't much good to talk about, that Matt Lunsinski appeared to come into his own. I thought he played really well.
I did too, Jim. The coaches talked to him, and it's sort of building him up, gaining the confidence, some unsureness. The game plans were sideways passes in the first two. I think they're doing some things that he's more comfortable with, and I think they discovered that. Get him on the move and let him throw on the move with an option to run. That might be his forte.
2nd and 8 from the 37. Lunsinski back to throw. Big pass rush. He's going to be sacked back at the 33-yard line.
Not moving away from it that time. It's Charles Cruz, Jim, the son of the head coach, coming in. He's a load, 6'3", 260 pounds. Colleges are going to give him a very good look there with a very dominant play, getting the sack where his team needs a momentum change.
3rd down and 12. Berwick at their own 33-yard line. Trey Wilk wide to the right. Slot to the left. Lunsinski out of the gun. Has the snap. Looking to his right. Big pass rush again. Step into it. Throws long for Trey Wilk. And overthrew him. Boy, good job by Lunsinski to step up into it. And Wilk had a step at the 35-yard line. Pass sailed over his head. First punting situation for Berwick. And punt coverage was a major issue last week in Selinsgrove. Selinsgrove ran back 3 punts for touchdowns, and 1 was called back. The other 2 were not. So Benny Dorr stand back at his 18-yard line to punt it away.
Had to be a point of emphasis in practice this week. Perhaps some change in personnel. Get better tacklers.
Line drive, kick, and Freeman looks at the ball is loose in Williamsport territory. Still loose at the 32-yard line. The officials convening, and Williamsport cuts up the football.
Oh, Jim, it went down. He couldn't recover it. Berwick's there. Berwick's first man couldn't recover it. Williamsport then seems to have it. Knocked away from him. Another length of a football, and Berwick seems to have it. And then one more push, the ball squirts away, and Williamsport. 4 different people with the opportunity to pick that up before the 5th one recovers the fumble.
Millionaires, 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Score tied at 7, 8:29 to go in the first half. TJ Green, wide left. Yazir Slaughter, wide right. Freeman and Hennigan both in that backfield. The give is to Hennigan, looking for room, and he gets to about the 34, not much more.
Andrew Blockus took on some blocks. Jim, they were coming with 2 pulling linemen, kind of like a counter tray action. The running back, Hennigan, turned it up inside, but turned it up into Andrew Blockus, who brings him down after 2-yard gain.
2nd and 8. They hurry up the pace. The quick out to Freeman, and he gets to the 40-yard line. Pick up about 6.
Do they keep the tempo? They're not huddling. They're looking to the sideline for the play, and are hustling it, but Berwick's certainly ready.
3rd down and 1. Millionaires at their 41. Call goes to Hennigan, has the first down. He gets to the 45-yard line.
I think the notion here, Jim, with the up-tempo is, hey, we're bigger and stronger. We're the guys where 3 inside linemen weigh 260 pounds, 270 pounds, and another 260. We have the studs. Let's just go at them. Let's speed up the tempo and not let them catch their breath.
And again, and Freeman are on either side of Barone, who awaits the shotgun snap. Fake handoff, back to throw, steps up inlet, fires to the sideline. DJ Green on the far side appeared to make the catch, or at least that's the indication of head coach Charles Cruz.
He caught it. The question is, did he get the 1 foot to tap? And he did. Very nice execution. Quarterback Barone, semi-roll to the left, finding the out pattern after all the runs, and Green pulling it in, nicely tapping his foot down.
10 yards on that reception. 1st and 10 at the Berwick 46. Barone, hands off. It'll be a loss on the play back here at midfield.
Benny Dorr might have been blitzing, Jim. He's in the backfield and he catches it, helped by Harrison Snyder, and that strong running back turned back for a loss of 3 or 4 yards.
2nd down call coming. 14 to go from midfield. Yeah, they're pushing the tempo a bit as they have a slot to the right side. Barone sends Freeman in motion, flag down the play. Talked about Hennigan as a running back. The greatest performance ever by a running back against Berwick was right here by a Williamsport running back. In fact, they recently retired his number, and that's Darrell Blackman. Back in 2002, he had 353 yards rushing. And I talked to Charles Cruz about that, and he said, well, he did mention that Berwick game when he came back down his numbers. I guess he did.
You won't forget a night like that. Williamsport's linemen were just too deep, too far back from the ball. I was watching it, Jim, and that was what was flagged.
2nd and 19, back at their own 45. Barone fires it quickly out to Slaughter, looking for room. Gets over midfield, gets to the Berwick 41-yard line.
Interesting play. We haven't seen it yet. A pass from the quarterback to the man at the line of scrimmage, as a blocker there as a receiver. But there's a penalty flag at the point of the line of scrimmage. And we might see a hold on that block that struck Yazir Slaughter. And it's going to go 5 yards back, and they're already 10 yards back from the first down chase.
Yazir Slaughter is a 5'8", 150-pound sophomore. came up big last week, caught a 55-yard touchdown pass with their backup quarterback, George Whaley. Here's a 2nd and 29 for the Millionaires. They appear to have an offensive rhythm going.
Yeah.
And penalties have hurt their cause.
Penalties and the big tackle for loss that we just saw by Benny Gore. Now the penalty here as they try it. They won't go tempo now, Jim.
Berwick with the timeout. 6:04 to go in the half. Score tied at 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
We have a good one going from Preston Field tonight on the perfect night for high school football. 6:04 remaining in the opening half. Score tied at 7. Following the Berwick timeout, Williamsport with a 2nd and 29. Back at their 35-yard line.
Berwick might want to just talk strategy here. Alert the corners. This team has some back of the playbook type of plays. Their score was on a sort of an option pass off of a jet sweep. Keep your eyes open. Don't overcommit. They have to go almost 30 yards to get the chain. We'll catch that if they get through the first level. So be aware of anything tricky. No one gets behind you.
Frankie Marone out of the gun. Talented running back to either side of him. He's back to throw, and he's looking long. Here's the man! DJ Green wide open for a gain back to the 25-yard line.
Well, Jim, I said it as a coach. If there was a reason for the timeout was to tell people, don't let anyone get behind you. And the cornerback on the far side and the safety, you should be helping him out. Let a man get 15 yards behind them. Question of making the catch.
Marone now as flags fly.
That's almost inexcusable after the timeout, Jim. It's what you're telling your people. They need 30 yards. They need the big play. Give them umbrella coverage. Prevent the big play. Instead, there's DJ Green with how many yards?
45.
Wow. And he had a 77-yarder and a 10-yarder.
Now a penalty against Williamsport. There's been a lot on the Millionaires. First and 15 now. Back at the Berwick 30.
Their linemen seem to be off the ball too far to me. I think that might have been the call again.
Marone now will operate under center. Now he backs up into the pistol with Hennigan behind him. And Hennigan gets the call. He can't hang on to it. Marone has to cover it back at the 39-yard line.
It seems fine to me. Hennigan took his eyes off it on somewhat of a sweeping action. They've been more handoffs than pitches throughout. Maybe they just weren't used to it. But now Williamsport, the team's making mistakes after Berwick's big mistake.
2nd and 24 now for the Millionaires. Slot to the right side. In motion, Keith Freeman to the right. They set up a screen. They've got the man, Hennigan. He breaks the tackle at the 30. Flag down the play. He's down the sideline inside the 10 and into the end zone. We'll check the flag.
10 yards into the screen, Jim. There's going to be a hole down there around the 32-yard line. So he found his interference, used it, but part of that interference was illegal interference. Expected to be marked off about 30. Whoa. No, it is a touchdown. Maybe a hand came up with a face mask. Touchdown does count, Jim.
Wow. Hennigan with a 39-yard run, and the Millionaires take the lead.
Little surprised when I saw the flag. You often assume there's going to be a hold from that point. My mistake to make that assumption.
Boy, they had a 2nd and 29 and converted. They had a 2nd and 24 and scored a touchdown.
They've been making the junk plays, and while they've made mistakes, Berwick's made mistakes, they've been able to capitalize for their points. Extra point by Poole. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 4:38 to go, opening half. Williamsport 14, Berwick 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick had the long drives. Williamsport had the big plays. Williamsport 14 and Berwick 7, 4:38 remaining in this opening half.
Taking their time, Williamsport kind of huddled down there loosely, waiting for the ready for play signal while Berwick's in its position.
Yeah, the Millionaires on that scoring drive get a first down on a 2nd and 29. They get a touchdown on a 2nd and 24.
Just can't let those plays happen. First one was totally inexcusable, especially after a timeout. You credit the running then, on the screen pass. Just a nice play overall.
Poole's kick is high and deep, and Benny Knorr back at the Berwick 10-yard line to the 15, to the 20, and is getting tackled about the 25-yard line. So Berwick will get it back. Bulldogs have moved the ball well this opening half, but they find themselves trailing 14-7.
But they have enough time. Maintain their composure, get a drive going. Everything's been sharp, been efficient in the offense. Number of players have stood out. Mentioned Benny Knorr. I'd like the play of Ryan Bankus. Another stand-up has been Spencer Tishbaugh with his blocking and his receiving. How do they use those tools in the remainder of this half? We'll see if they can beat it to score.
Berwick tonight for the second game in a row without a starting quarterback. Greg Boone, which I'm sure isn't helping in the secondary. Senior, a lot of experience. Williamsport's without a couple of dynamic players as well. We'll tell you when we get a chance. Bulldogs from their 26, 1st and 10. Monsinski gives the ball to Ryan Bankus, looking for room, and he'll get about 3 or 4, close to the 30-yard line. Millionaires started this season with a sophomore, Jameer Hart, who was absolutely sensational in the season opener. Touchdown grabs of 67 and 80 against Crestwood. He's out with an injury for this game. Avery Campbell's out indefinitely. He's very good. 6'3", 225-pound senior, defensive end and tight end. 2nd down and 6. Berwick at their own 30. Clock to the right side. Monsinski takes handoff. Back to throw. Big pass rush. He is going to be sacked back at the 21-yard line.
Yes, he is. Coming hard with the blitz. Now, Reek Burks, Jim, I'm seeing with my eyes, came in hard actually from defensive end. Gave Monsinski no place to go, had him wrapped up. Williamsport's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, they want a chance at another score. 3:34 to go in the half, 14-7. Millionaires over the Bulldogs. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
The Medicine Shop.
The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location. 500 Fowler Avenue, Berwick has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, who you've trusted for more than 20 years, and they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Medicine Shop of Berwick, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
3 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in this opening half. Williamsport leading Berwick 14-7. Millionaires just used their second timeout. They're likely to use their third if Berwick can't convert on this 3rd and 14 from their own 22-yard line. And to convert, most likely you're going to have to pass in order to do it. A little bit of a risk. You certainly don't want the turnover. Spencer Kishbaugh on a wing to the left side. Benny Dorr comes in motion right to left. Monsinski, low snap, back to throw. He's in trouble. Gets away. Looks long downfield into traffic, and the ball is picked off at the 43-yard line. Not the worst play. Demir Sam's Glover makes the interception. It will be pretty good field position for Williamsport, but really it's the equivalent of a punch. Yeah, he was able to escape, got himself moving, rolled out to the right, heaved it. Dre Wilk was down there, but he couldn't get the ball far enough while he's under duress. It ends up intercepted, but it's like the punt, but without the chance of the return. So the Millionaires have a chance here with 3:25 to go in the half. The ball at their own 43. They have one timeout remaining. They lead Berwick 14-7. 3 receivers to the right. Frankie Marone is under center. Hennigan, the lone running back, and flags and whistles, illegal procedure. Boy, Williamsport really racking up the penalties. Yeah, 3 times they've lined up wrong. On defense, 3 times at least where they've jumped offside. And now a motion penalty here will set them up 5 yards. 1st and 15 for the Millionaires. Back at their own 38-yard line. See how they play. This is such an explosive team. You can keep them in check and keep them in check, and then one big play. 3 receivers to the right. 3 receivers who can all make that big play. Marone under center. Hennigan, the lone running back. Marone on a roll to his left. Stops, fires downfield, incomplete. Had a man. Heath Freeman at the 43. Pass came up short. Rolling to his left to the single receiver side, but that single receiver somehow found an opening behind the linebacker and in front of the corner. So Berwick in the zone, let the zone get too wide. There was a seam, but the quarterback, Marone, just can't deliver that one. 2nd and 15, Williamsport at their own 38-yard line. Yazir Slaughter, wide to the right. Roland Slavinsky on him. Give on the play to Hennigan, and nothing doing. Swarmed under. Make that Keith Freeman. Freeman had the carry, and no gain on the play. Yeah, Berwick had 4 or 5 people on top, and then you see Big Spencer Kishbaugh jumping up to get a part of that and land on top of the pile. So defensive enthusiasm. 3rd down and 15. Seems like these are the situations where Williamsport is most dangerous. I think defensively you have to think, hey, defend the chain. Don't allow for that big play on the pass. 3rd and 15. Frankie Marone back to throw. Rolls to his left. Going to run with the football. Flag down the play as he fumbles the football. Berwick recovers at the Williamsport 48-yard line. The ball popped into the hands of Ryan Bankes. Now let's check the penalty. I would assume it's going to be, well, let's wait and see. I was wrong last time, I assume. Quarterback rolling to his left, can't get rid of it. He's going to the short receiver side. He's working the sideline. He did a little pump fake at one point. He might have been past the line, but it bought himself a little more time. He hit the sideline. It'll be Berwick football, Jim. Ryan Bankes with the recovery. Illegal use of hands against Williamsport. The Bulldogs have an opportunity with 2:28 to go in the half, 2 timeouts remaining. They take over after the turnover at the Williamsport 49. And again, a unique turnover. He's rambling down the sideline, getting about 10 yards, approaching the chain. And somehow, as he's stepping out, a little bit of a bump, the ball pumps up in the air, and it pumps into Bankes' hand. He then takes it back the other way for about 5 more yards. So, an obvious fumble, a fortuitous bounce, Bankes in the right spot. And Berwick does have the opportunity after the flag goes against Williamsport. Bulldogs at the Millionaires 49. 2:28 remaining this opening half. Benny Noor, one of 3 receivers to the left. Matt Monsinski out of the gun. has the snap. Back to throw. Looking long down the far side. One-on-one battle, and just beyond the reach of Spencer Kishbaugh at the 5-yard line. He's at 6'4". They're aiming for a height mismatch on that, Jim. He's being covered by Demir Sams Glover, who's only 5'7" in the program, but was thrown high but couldn't connect. But a good attempt. Oh, was it ever? Good idea. Player down, Sams Glover, Williamsport on the far side. You know, it seems, Andy, that Berwick is coming to this game saying, look, Spencer Kishbaugh and Benny Knorr are our 2 stars. Let's use them in every which way, and it's paying off.
You know, I think the whole team has a little bit of a chip on its shoulder, Jim. I think the line's playing better. I think you see Lonczynski evolving as a quarterback to play with a little more attitude. You're seeing Bankus running hard. The guys are just stepping it up. It's kind of like, you know, a lot of people have quit on us. Maybe the town doesn't believe we can do it. But we're not quitters. We're going to step it up. We're going to go against a team that no one's giving us a chance to play with. Boy, they're taking it to this team. They're right there stride for stride.
They're still looking at Sams Glover down around the 6-yard line. He came down hard after that battle with Spencer Kishbaugh.
And you might see Berwick go after the cornerback who replaces him, Jim. He is undersized. You don't often get 6-footers out there at cornerback. They don't have the speed. They're often a little more gangly. You might try to see Berwick match up again with a height mismatch.
2nd and 10. Bulldogs at the Williamsport 49. 2:22 to go in the half. Berwick down 7. Lonczynski gives the ball to Ryan Bankus and nothing doing.
It had to look like he wanted to pitch in for a flea flicker or a reverse skip. But boy, the corner who was on the receiver coming back was stride for stride with the man. So Bankus may have just decided, you know what, I'm not going to risk this. I'm just going to keep it, get it back to the line of scrimmage. We'll try again on the next play.
It did have that look, and I think it was a good decision on the part of Ryan Bankus. Now 3rd and 10. Berwick at the Williamsport 49.
Under 2 minutes as the clock does wind down. Come up short here. If it's 3rd and 10, I think you will punt it away just to be safe.
3 receivers to the left. Lonczynski has the shotgun snap, and he's rolling left. Fires across his body, incomplete. Benny Knorr was the intended receiver, would not have been near the first down yardage. Punt team will come on for Berwick.
Yeah, rolling to the left is a harder throw. That was the one that was off target, a little too strong and behind. Nothing wrong with punting in this situation. Let's send the defense out and keep this game where it is at 14-7 at halftime.
Again, if Bears repeating, Berwick really struggled in punt coverage last week. And Williamsport does have dangerous people. Although they're sending no one back. They're not buying the fact that Berwick's going to punt.
Or they don't want to risk fumbling the punt, Jim. I think that's much the case.
Benny Knorr's kick will bounce inside the 20. Take a nice Berwick roll inside the 10 and down around the 5-yard line. Nice job by Benny Knorr. And Williamsport with 1 timeout remaining. And the ball around their 5 or 6, 1:18 to go in the half. They lead Berwick 14-7.
I think when the coaches look at that on film, Jim, yeah, nice punt, was going to bounce. Berwick has 5 people down, but they're all behind the ball. If it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce toward the end zone. Get around it to prevent a long bounce and the touchback. Berwick got it where they were able to down it because the ball lost steam. But no sense watching it bounce from the Berwick side of things.
DJ Green, who's had 2 long receptions in his first half, is wide to the left. If Williamsport risks it. No, they go to Hennigan. Hennigan has room. He's out to about the 18-yard line. He'll pick up about 12 on the play.
Trey Wilson coming up from safety. But boy, that was a scary play, Jim. He got the corner, was turning it up before the safety's able to bring him down.
1st and 10 for the Millionaires. Don't appear to be in any big hurry as we go under a minute remaining. They do have 1 timeout left.
Tajee Taylor coming off. Surprise.
3 receivers to the right. Call goes ahead again, looking for running room. This time, not much there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 19. Berwick forced it wide, forced him to slow his own momentum to go east-west, and Benny Noor in position to wrap him up, keep it to a 2-yard gain. Now Berwick will use that timeout. 34 seconds to go. Bulldogs trail by 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
If you haven't been to name brand liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, you're missing out on great values. At name brand liquidations, you'll save money from 50 to 90% on everything imaginable. From furniture to food to bedding, you name it. Name brand liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop at the store that has everything. Name brand liquidations. Wishing the Berwick Bulldogs a great season.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Williamsport. WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
34 seconds remaining in the opening half. Williamsport with the football at their own 19-yard line, facing a second down and 8. Berwick does have one timeout remaining. They just used one. Williamsport might decide to go with 2 running plays or even 2 kneel downs, Jim, and run this half out. In fact, they have a running back 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and they just took that kneel down now, and Berwick probably won't bother with the timeout. So good first half of football. A lot going on. Berwick will get the ball to start the second half. They'll be down 7 when they do so, as the first half comes to an end with the score Williamsport 14 and Berwick 7. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio HLM.
It's the Labor Day sales event all month long, so that means you can get a fantastic deal at Fairfield, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. And between their 2 locations, they have whatever car, truck, or SUV you're looking for.
Find it at Fairfield.
Stop in and take a look at the newly redesigned Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Ready for on- and off-road trails with plenty of room for people and packages. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Renegade, just $25,700. Or how about a 2021 Ram 2500, just $47,500. Check out their ad in the Web Weekly this week for more incredible deals.
Find it at Fairfield.
Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end September 30th. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield.
Berwick Bulldog Football. HLM.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative EP Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
Welch's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welch's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welch's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welch's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welch's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Time from Crespin Field in Berwick. The 2021 regular season reaching the halfway mark with tonight's games. And a good one going here with Williamsport leading Berwick at the break 14-7. Bulldogs in their first possession put together a 15-play drive that at one point had reached the Williamsport 13-yard line. Biggest play, 39-yard run by Benny Noor. But a big personal foul penalty against Berwick put them behind the sticks. They could not catch up. Williamsport took over. And then the Millionaires got a huge play. They got the ball to Keith Freeman coming around. and Freeman stopped and threw a long pass downfield to DJ Green, who stumbled briefly but somehow regained his footing and raced 77 yards for the score. Connor Poole kicked the extra point. Williamsport led 7-0. That stood up through one quarter play. But the second play of quarter number 2 was a 2-yard touchdown run by Benny Noor, capping a 7-play, 77-yard drive. Noor was fantastic in that opening half. He had a 53-yard play, the biggest play of that drive. Brendan Hinkle kicked the extra point. The score was tied at 7. And then later in that quarter, Williamsport capped a 68-yard drive on a 39-yard screen pass from Frankie Barone to Nasir Hennigan. 2 huge plays, one that really hurt Berwick. Williamsport was facing a 2nd down and 29, and after a Berwick timeout, somehow DJ Green got behind the Berwick secondary for a 45-yard completion. That led to the 39-yard screen pass touchdown. That was on a 2nd and 24 play. The Millionaires with big plays. Connor Poole kicked the extra point. Williamsport had a 14-7 lead. Berwick had one more opportunity in Williamsport territory and a fumble recovery by Ryan Bacon, not able to move the ball. And the Bulldogs down 7 at the break. Williamsport 14 and Berwick 7. Stick around. We'll check stats with Andy Lickney. Scores with Ben Willis. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
It's the Labor Day sales event all month long, so that means you can get a fantastic deal at Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And between their 2 locations, they have whatever car, truck, or SUV you're looking for.
Find it at Fairfield.
Stop in and take a look at the newly redesigned Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Ready for on and off-road trails with plenty of room for people and packages. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Renegade, just $25,700. Or how about a 2021 Ram 2500, just $47,500. Check out their ad in the Web Weekly this week for more incredible deals.
Find it at Fairfield.
Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end September 30th. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
Williamsport High School marching band entertaining here at halftime in this game at Crestman Field with Berwick trailing Williamsport 14-7 at the break. Stats in the first half, Andy Lickney.
Well, Williamsport has the edge, Jim, 214 yards. Berwick's 142. But of that 214, if you take away the 77-yard end-around option pass, 77-yarder there, Berwick would have the edge with 142 yards to 137 for Williamsport. The big plays have been the factor for Williamsport. They have not done much on the ground. A team that averages 100 yards a game on the ground, a little over that, has 18 carries for a net of just 37 yards. 47 positive, 10 lost by the quarterback, Frankie Malone. Sacked on 2 occasions, fumbled the other way, has -10 on 3 carries. Nasir Hennigan, the star running back, 10 carries for 22 yards. And then you go to Keith Freeman, the other running back, alternating with him, some 4 carries for 25. In the air, Frankie Marone is 5 of 8, no interceptions at 177 yards. Of the 5 completions, 3 have gone to Damon Green. DJ Green, 3 catches, 132 yards. The 77-yarder came from the hands of Keith Freeman throwing that option pass. He also had a 45-yarder and a 10-yarder from Frankie Marone. The other 2 catches from Nasir Hennigan, the running back, came in with just 1 catch on the year. He has a 39-yard reception and a 6-yard reception. 37 net on the ground, 177 in the air, 214, but a lot of big plays, bouncing that up nice and high through Williamsport. For Berwick, they have 142 yards. Their split is 54 on the ground, 88 in the air. Benny Knorr, 43 yards rushing on 4 carries, including touchdown run. Ryan Banks has the other running back carries, 7 for 21. And Matt Lonzinski suffered 3 sacks, minus 10 yards for him. A net of 54 yards positive in the running game. 5 of 10 passing for Lonzinski, suffered the 1 interception, which basically served as a punt for his team, so no problem with that. Benny Knorr, 2 of the catches, a 53-yarder and a 13-yarder, 66 on the 2 catches combined. And Spencer Kishbon, targeted early, they see them coming back to that, a lot of success. 3 catches for 22. So for Berwick, 88 in the air, 54 on the ground, a total of 142. Doesn't match the 214 of Williamsport unless you take the 1 play away, then Berwick would have the edge. We've seen some fine offensive execution by Berwick, some fine defensive plays, Jim, but a lapse here in penalty, a lapse here there in coverage, and you can see that Berwick's down 14-7 here at halftime. The Bulldogs will get the football when the second half resumes. 14-7 again, the lead for the Millionaires. We'll take a look at scores of Ben Willis when we return. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to offer the Air Scrubber by Aris. It reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses and their health effects. Air Scrubbers don't just treat the air, they also help to clean the surfaces of your home, such as countertops, bathrooms, kitchens, and doorknobs. The Air Scrubber is quick and easy, designed to fit into your existing HVAC system. Learn more by calling 1-888-KOWALSKI or on the web at sjkowalski.com.
See the winning lineup of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and quality pre-owned vehicles at Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Berwick. They have a body shop and full service center servicing all makes and models, and they have been servicing your community for over 30 years. Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has earned the highest possible rating from Chrysler and the prestigious J.D. Power Award for excellence. Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Pine Street in Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs. Go Dogs!
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score 1 for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapec about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates. Why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Weekend number 5 of the 2021 high school football season. We've reached the halfway point. We'll also reach the halfway point of this game with Williamsport leading Berwick by a score of 14-7. For an update on other scores, Ned Willis.
Thank you very much, Jim, as we're looking right now at the third quarter in the high school football game of the week on the other half of the HLM stations. Danville is leading Central Columbia 41-0. They were at 35 at the half, which of course means Mercy Rule probably goes into effect in that game. Williamsport and Williams Valley tied at 6 towards the end of the second quarter. Start of the third, Southern Columbia leads Mount Carmel 18-0. Start of the third, Dallas leads Hazleton 14-6. Wyoming area leads Crestwood 12-0 at the halftime. Also, the rest of these are at the half. Jersey Shore leads Shikellamy 28-7. Loyalsock leads Montoursville 7-6. Lewisburg leads Midwest 41-0. Shamokin leads Mifflinburg 21-7. Central Mountain leads Milton 22-12. And Selinsgrove leads Muhlenberg 7-0 at the half. Back to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben. Right here it is a 14-7 Williamsport lead over Berwick. We'll be back with the kickoff to start the second half. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independent Sports Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Berwick Notary Center, 1544 Orange Street, State Route 93, has been serving the Berwick community for over 50 years with the highest quality service as well as the lowest prices available. They offer services for driver's licenses, instant camera cards, registration renewals, boat, ATV, and snowmobile transfers. And they are messenger and agent approved. Open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, and Saturday, 9 till 1. Check out their Facebook page or email them directly at berwicknotary@yahoo.com. Berwick Notary proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs. Go Dogs!
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
At Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg, the new 2022 Buicks and GMCs are starting to roll out onto our lot. That means we need to reduce our inventory of great pre-owned vehicles. All pre-owned vehicles are priced below market value. Each one is cleaned and serviced for immediate delivery. Each one comes with a vehicle history report, and each one comes with a Blaze Alexander lowest price, guaranteed. This month is the perfect time to get yourself a beautiful pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg, because we're taking deals the other guys won't.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
It's about a minute and a half away from the kickoff to start the second half here. Crispin Field of Williamsport leading Berwick by a score of 14-7. And we don't know what's going to transpire in the second half, but I guarantee you it was a much more upbeat halftime for Berwick than it was last Friday at Selinsgrove.
Oh, I'll say so, Jim, and hopefully it stays as upbeat after the game. I've been very, very pleased with what I've seen with Berwick, Jim. They've been an up-and-down team emotionally. They've been up and down with their confidence. They've been up and down with their play overall. And what I've seen in this first half is a team that cares, a team that really wants to make it happen, a team that wants to step up, play with a chip on its shoulder, and while everyone's not believing in what they can do, they're showing that they can step it up. You're seeing it in the leadership of the teams, of the star talent. It's coasting right on down to every player on the field. It's been a great team effort in the first half, and one that they should be proud of. The only thing now is you have to do it in the second half, and I think if they play with that same intensity, I think they beat this Williamsport team. You know, take away some of the mistakes, take away some of the key penalties that stop drives, take away some of those big play touchdowns. You know, just a play here, a play there, a penalty here, a penalty there, and Berwick has the edge, if not a strong lead of like a 21-7. So we'll see how the second half plays out. They've played well enough to have a 2-touchdown lead. They just have to not make those little mistakes. 14-7 is the Williamsport advantage. This, by the way, is a matchup of two schools with a lot of tradition. Oh, yeah. When you talk about all-time wins in Pennsylvania, Berwick is third with 828. Only Mount Carmel and Easton have more in their football history than Berwick. And Williamsport is seventh on that all-time list with 726. A lot of great players, a lot of great football from these two programs over the years. How would you like to pick all-star teams for the century or so that each has played? Almost impossible to do with so many star talented players populating these programs. Well, based on the game here at Crispin Field, Darrell Blackman gets the running back. And even though Gary Brown is someone to kick against as far as Williamsport is concerned. Berwick will be moving from our right to our left as we begin things here in the second half. Dre Wilk and Benny Knorr anticipating the kick by Poole. It goes to Knorr at the 12-yard line, to the 15, to the 20, and to the 25, to 30, and still on his feet to the 36-yard line. Benny Knorr continues to have a big night. And just won't give up, Jim. I thought he ran out of steam, had nowhere to go, but he turned it up the middle, squirted through. 15 yards later, it's Tariq Burks just pulling him down near the 40 to 35-yard line. Demir Sam's Glover, we mentioned the starting corner for Williamsport, injured in the first half. He is out there starting for the Millionaires as Berwick puts it in play at their own 36-yard line. Two receivers to the right, a running back, Ryan Bankus, and Benny Knorr to either side of Matt Lodzinski. The call goes to Ryan Bankus. He is hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, good block. Lashir Whaley, outside linebacker, got a good shot into the stomach. Nowhere for Bankus to go. Thought he had a little running room following Benny Knorr, but stopped for probably half a yard loss. And Whaley missed much of last season with an injury, 6 foot, 215-pound senior. 2nd and 10, just underway here in the second half. With Williamsport at 7-point lead. Slot to the right. Wide receiver to the left. Spencer Kishball is on a wing to the left. Lodzinski has the snap. Quick out to Dre Wilk, looking for running room. Nothing there. And George Whaley makes a nice play. Read it well, held it to a 3-yard gain to the 39. 3rd down and 7 Berwick. At halftime, you say, who haven't we involved enough? Which of our people haven't had the touches? And I think they came up with Dre Wilk. His first catch of the game, he hasn't had any runs. Of course, he plays two ways. Defensively, he's been standing out. That's his first offensive touch. So first 3rd down situation of the game for the Bulldogs, or the second half, I should say, from their own 39-yard line with 3 receivers to the right. Lodzinski awaits the shotgun snap. Williamsport jumps across, as they have numerous times in this game. 4th time by my count, Jim, and quarterback Lodzinski by design, barking the signals, but he knows his team needs 5 yards. 3rd and 8 is tough. 3rd and 2, a short 2 with that, a lot easier. Berwick at their own 44-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Lodzinski out of the gun has Benny Knorr to one side of him, Ryan Bankus the other.
See how they play it. Snap is a good one. Noor gets the call, lowers the shoulder, looking for the first down yardage. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. He needs to cross by a good length of the football, the 45-yard line. I think he's just got it to there. Trying to follow.
No, it is a first down.
Wow.
Good spot to the 46-yard line.
He must have gotten low, kept the feet going, and when I lost my view of him, pushed it further ahead. Kishbaugh as sort of a left wing, an H-back, came back to center. Got a kick-out block in there, and that's what sprung the runner for the yards.
So Noor picks up the first down, and Berwick first and 10, their own 46-yard line, 2 yards on that carry. Call goes to Ryan Baker. He's got some running room, and ahead of Steve, and is over midfield. He's still on his feet to the Williamsport 46-yard line.
He's not the biggest of running backs, but he runs like he's big, Jim. He kept going. There wasn't much of a seam. Squirted through, kept the legs churning and stretched for a 7 to 8 yard gain. Call it 8.
Second and 2, Berwick. 46-yard line. Underway here in the third quarter.
Not a bad down to pass on 3rd and 2. You don't make it. You come up empty with an incomplete. You should still be able to convert on 3rd and short.
Slabinski wide to the right. Dre Wilk wide to the left. Monzinski back to throw. Looking. He's going to run with the football. He turns the corner. He has the first down. Nicely done, Matt Monzinski.
Yes, it was, Jim. And it wasn't happy feet. He got back. He scanned the receivers. He saw wonderful coverage downfield to the right. Looked to the left. The man was covered there. Realized time's running out. Took off to the left. Knew where the chains were, and then took it out of bounds after comfortably getting the first down.
So Berwick on the move to start this second half. First and 10 at the Williamsport 42-yard line. Bulldogs trailing by 7. Dre Wilk wide left, slot to the right. Slabinski outside of Noor. Monzinski out of the gun. Bankus to his left. Call goes to Bankus. Hit behind the line. Got maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, real nice play on the inside by Charles Cruz, Jim. Defeated the block, followed the runner down the line, grabbed him by the jersey, and he's strong enough to pull any runner down.
Loss of a yard. Second down and 11. Bulldogs at the Millionaires 43-yard line.
Monzinski getting the plays on the sideline, coming back to the huddle to convey it to the rest of the team.
Bulldogs using a lot of third quarter clock. Under 8 to go. Monzinski out of the gun on 2nd and 11. Play action, back to throw. Looking, fires over the middle. The ball is caught down the 14-yard line by Spencer Kishbaugh.
Oh, and what a nice throw. Quarterback was flushed, forced to step up, but we mentioned Monzinski looks better when he's moving. Keep the feet chugging, step up forward, throw aggressively down. Saw Spencer Kishbaugh well downfield and drilled it right to him.
30 yards on the reception by Spencer Kishbaugh. Came into this game averaging 25 yards of reception at Berwick, trailing by 7. First and 10 at the Millionaires 13-yard line.
His 4th catch of this game. They used him well early in the game.
Slot to left side. Williamsport jumped across one more time.
They've been getting very aggressive pass rushes, Jim. They've been playing very aggressively, coming off the ball, hard, stopping runs, the one where Cruz grabbed Bankus. But that aggressiveness can be a problem. If you mark the signals and that keeps jumping, again, at least the 5th, if not the 6th time, they've been marked offside by the cadence call.
Not surprisingly, a player came out of the lineup for Williamsport. First and 5, Berwick at the Millionaires 8-yard line. Spencer Kishbaugh walking back to the left. Monzinski gives the ball up the middle of Bankus. He's in for a touchdown. Big hole on the left side. Ryan Bankus from 8 yards out.
Beautiful run. You mentioned the blocking back in Kishbaugh. He's an H-back or like a wing back. When they put him at the point of attack or they bring him to the point of attack. That time he's in the B gap on the left side between the guard and the tackle. That's where they hit. That's where the seam was because of the additional blocking of Kishbaugh. And Bankus with nice run weaves his way through the space that's created and scores stacking.
Danny Noor will do the holding Brendan Hinkle will try it. It's a high snap, but whistles blow the play dead.
I think Berwick jumped that time, Jim. I think there was movement by the man at the wing position. If it is, it's 5 yards. And Brendan Hinkle can certainly make that up on the kick.
It's actually a penalty that may have worked in Berwick's favor because it was a very high snap.
Yeah.
It was going to be a difficult play.
Up to get down. Denny Norr might have been able, but your kicker already has started forward, has to stagger his steps and short kick it. You're right, Jim.
Ball back at the 15 is where the hold will be by Denny Norr. This time the snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. No good. Plenty long enough and on to the left. Time on the field. 6:57 to go, third quarter. Williamsport 14, Berwick 13. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Even the salad dressings are scratch-made. Open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. And check out their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap with 5 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beers. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick puts together an 8-play, 64-yard scoring drive off the second half kickoff. Ryan Bankes did from 8 yards out for the score, but the extra point failed. First miss of the season by Brendan Hinkle. And Williamsport keeps the lead. It's 14-13 Millionaires. 6:57 remaining in this third quarter.
Really didn't pop the kick, Jim. Had a lot of length, as you mentioned.
Just a little to the left. Kickoff coming. Goes to the far side. Fielded at the 11-yard line. Berwick is down there. Great coverage. And the return man, Salaji Moses, will not make it to the 20-yard line.
Taji Taylor, the first man, forced him to stop and then break it inside. And then at that point, it was James DeAndre who was able to finish off the tackle.
So the Millionaires will get the football for the first time in this second half. Ball marked at the 19-yard line.
And what will their halftime adjustments be, Jim? They've had time to talk and say who needs more touches, which plays have worked, and we haven't gone back to.
Frankie Moreau, the veteran quarterback, under center. Gives the ball to Hennigan off the left side. Has the head of steam and very close to the first down off the left side.
Yeah, it was nice. Ryan Bankes from corner has to come up and trip him off, but he'll move the chains with that run.
11 yards on the carry by Nasir Hennigan. Williamsport quickly to the line of scrimmage. Marone out of the gun. Gives the ball to Freeman. And he gets to about the 35-yard line.
Interesting play. It looked like a tackle trap. The tackle pulled and came down. But Andrew Blockus got penetration, chased it down, and the play went the opposite side instead of behind the blocker.
2nd and 5. Freeman down a slot to the right. Out of the pistol. Loose snap. Ball is loose. And Williamsport able to get on it back on the 22-yard line.
Type of plays that a team can't suffer if it wants to win. It's a tight ball game. There's a mistake by Williamsport. Sets up a 3rd and very long.
Loss of 12 on the play. 3rd down and 17. Millionaires back to their 23.
Berwick burned in a 3rd and long once before in the game. Keep the corners deep.
Out of the pistol. And the Millionaires will use the timeout. 5.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Williamsport 14, Berwick 13. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. online. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter at Crispin Field. Got a good one going. Williamsport leading Berwick 14-13. And Williamsport facing a 3rd and 17 at their own 23 following their timeout.
Their timeout allows Berwick a timeout as well. And again, emphasize to the secondary. No one gets behind you. Keep it all in front.
Out of the pistol, Hennigan is behind the quarterback, Frankie Marone. Marone has the snap, back to throw, steps up into it, fires over the middle of the ball, intercepted. Intercepted, return to the 25-20. Trey Wilk is inside the 10. Trey Wilk is tackled around the 5-yard line.
He's the ball hawk. He's in a free safety position. They're telling the other people to play an umbrella, play man-to-man, no one deeper than you. But let Trey Wilk roll as the center fielder. He saw the quarterback step and throw. He stepped and broke to the ball, took it away as it was in front of he was in front of the receiver, and then returned it wonderfully all the way down to the other end to the 6-yard line. It's not the 5. In there very close.
Trey Wilk, the junior, with his 3rd interception of the season, will call it the 6-yard line. Berwick first and goal, trailing by 1, 5:17 to play. Benny Norris, the tailback in the I formation. He gets the call off the right side, gets a good block from Spencer Kishbaugh, still on his feet, down around the 3, maybe the 2-yard line.
He's running with authority, Jim, but what I liked even more at the end of the run when he got stood up, you're seeing his own linemen crashing into that pile to push it even further. So the whole team pumped up. They have the momentum. They know what they want to do.
Second down and goal, Berwick at the 2-yard line. Bulldogs looking for the lead as we go under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Berwick coming into this game 1-3. Williamsport 3-1. The Bulldogs at the doorstep of the lead here in the third. Again, Norris, the tailback, gets the call off the left side. He's in for Berwick, touchdown. Benny Norris in for the score. The Bulldogs take the lead.
Spencer Kishbaugh in front of him becomes the lead blocker in isolation play off to the left. They hit toward the left tight end, aiming for the C gap. Nor gets his block, one that he needs from Kishbaugh, and he runs outside of that. Easy score.
Second rushing touchdown of the game by Benny Noor. Comes with 4:32 to go in the third quarter. Berwick missed that extra point after their last score. The play might be to go for 2 here.
Might be the long half. They have faith in the kicker, but I think they're going to see, as you said, that play from the 3-yard line spot. They're going to put it on the left hash, get themselves the right-handed quarterback, the right side of the field. You may see him moving in that direction with a series of options. Option to pass or option to run.
Trey Wilk wide left. Norris the tailback. Spencer Kishbaugh ahead of him. From the 3. Bonzinski rolls right. Stops. Big pass rush. Flag flies. He is sacked. Spencer Kishbaugh felt that he was held near the goal line. We'll check the flag.
He was the I formation fullback. When they rolled to the right, he was going to go out into the flat or work himself to the back corner. He's a tall target. The corner came up to play him, and if he turned into an obvious passing play, pulls him down. So, yes, they'll move this from the 3-yard stripe to the 1.5-yard stripe. They'll probably keep it on the left hash, go in that direction again. But at this point, you might just decide, hey, let's use the blocking and the wide side of the field and see what Benny Noor can do behind Spencer Kishbaugh.
Bulldogs try to extend the lead to 7. Bonzinski under center. Now, Spencer Kishbaugh is the tailback, but the quarterback keeper by Lonzinski, he appears to be in, and they do call him in. Matt Lonzinski straight ahead for the score. Time on the field. 4:32 to go, third quarter. Berwick 21, Williamsport 14. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazelton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazelton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazelton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Trey Wilk with the big interception, the return to the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, Benny Knorr in for the score. And then Matt Ludzinski gets the 2-point conversion as Berwick has a 21-14 lead now. 4:32 to go in the third.
Back up right before the Trey Wilk interception, Jim, and you had a Williamsport timeout. I think that timeout allowed Berwick defensively to strategize. Free up Trey Wilk to play a center field, go with the coverage maybe they weren't expecting, and allow him the freedom to make the interception, breaking the ball using his instinct.
Brendan Hinkle will kick off. Kick is very, very high, as picked up at the 5-yard line. The return to the 20. DJ Green is brought down at about the 27.
Trying to see who made the tackle. Won't turn himself to me. It is Ryan Bankus who got down there with the fine tackle. Berwick needs the defensive stand now, Jim. When this team came out, their first play was one of those busting plays by Nasir Hennigan, a 10-yarder. Berwick wants to stop this team on first down, not allow them that type of a chunk play to get themselves some momentum.
Andrew Watches will be in that defensive front.
He's in everything, Jim. Centering and snapping the ball. Every offensive snap, most defensive snaps.
Lots of confusion on the part of Berwick, and they used a timeout that they may regret, as they didn't have the personnel set. We'll take one. 4:26 to go in the third, 21-14 Bulldogs. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
The community of Berwick knows Bulldog tough. So when it's time to remodel your garage or replace your overhead door, go with the quality doors and service the Red Ribbon represents. Look for the Red Ribbon logo. It's a symbol of 100 years of great doors, great installation, and great service. Give Overhead Door Company of Berwick a call, 570-759-3053, or visit their website at ohdberwick.com. Overhead Door Company of Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
4 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Berwick leading Williamsport 21-14. Bulldogs had to call a timeout. Confusion as to who was going to be on the field. Williamsport now moving from our left to our right. They have it at their own 27th-yard line, and they have gone to a different quarterback. George Whaley is the quarterback. He takes the snap. He gives the ball to Freeman, and he is brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That's a great defensive work by Alex Hacker.
Yeah, playing defensive end on the left side of the 4-man line. Saw the play develop, hit from the outside, right down the line of scrimmage, made the hit right there.
Whaley got a start last game against Central Mountain. He was 4 for 5 in passing and ran for a touchdown. So he's a talent in his own right. 5'8", 175-pound junior. Takes the snap, back to throw, fires, incomplete. Incomplete diving attempt at the 30-yard line, but it comes up short. Sebastian Robinson trying to make the play, and now third down and 10 for Williamsport's new quarterback.
Very sloppy execution, Jim. 3 people converged like they were getting fakes. They bumped into each other. Quarterback's off his stride when he has to throw it. A little surprised by the change in quarterback. Yes, the previous one did throw an interception, but that happens to the best of them.
Third and 10. Whaley back to throw. Steps up into it. Still stepping. Now he's going to run with the football. Makes a great cut to the outside. The first down and then some. He gets to the Berwick 47-yard line.
Should have ran out of bounds. Instead, Trey Wilk was able to really put a hurtful shot on him. His escapability certainly is the reason he's in there at quarterback. Wasn't able to find anyone downfield, so he decided to use his legs and use them well with the run.
25 yards on the carry by the new quarterback for the Millionaires, George Whaley, from the Berwick 48-yard line. The call at the right side, Sam Glover has the call, and he's close to a first down. Flag flies well after the play.
Momentum turns after the long quarterback run. But this penalty could be another one that changes the momentum as it changes field position. They'll sort it out.
Glover on the carry, got to the 39. That's a 9-yard pickup.
His first carry of the game.
And it's a face mask call against Berwick. So it's going to be a huge gain. 24 yards altogether. So Williamsport trailing by 7. Energized by the new quarterback. At the first down at the Berwick 24-yard line.
New quarterback had struggled in his first couple plays. People running into each other, miscommunications. All of a sudden uses his legs, a big run, flips the field.
Now he's under center. He tosses the ball to Sam Glover. He makes a great cut and gets close to the 20-yard line.
Ran hard. Jay Sucker's in there. Defensive tackle ends up making the collision. Not just changing at quarterback, Jim, but changing the running back dimension. Samir Sands Glover is in there. That's his second carry of the game, both of them in this series.
Second down and 6. Sam Glover to the left of George Whaley. Freeman in motion toward the line of scrimmage. A fake handoff to him. Whaley keeps it, makes a great move. He gets inside the 25-yard line. But Berwick had great penetration. A terrific move by Whaley to avoid a loss.
Alex Acker coming down the defensive line. His eyes lit up when he thought he had that straight shot at the quarterback. But as you mentioned, a little deke job, and the quarterback wins the battle.
Still only a yard on the play. Third down and 5. Millionaires at the Berwick 19-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Berwick clinging to a 7-point lead. Whaley, low snap, back to throw, steps up inlet, fires to the end zone, comes up short. And a low snap just messes everything up. And then Whaley took a shot as he got it away from Chase Shuckers, the 9th grader.
Whaley seems dangerous, Jim, on busted plays, on things that aren't going the way you expect them to go. Low snap, scoop it up, deke left, turn right, look like you're attacking the middle, then throw down the middle. Gotta watch him all the time.
Big call coming. 4th and 5, Williamsport at the Berwick 19. Whaley has the snap. Back to throw, has time, looking downfield. Now he's in trouble. He'll be tackled at the 20-yard line.
Chris Block, Andrew Block is coming up with the tackle, Jim. He's been strong the whole game. Huge defensive stand for Berwick as their offense will take over. The quarterback tries to run, steps up, comes up the middle. That defensive tackle, Andrew Blockus, is there to wrap him up with a bear hug.
So Blockus with the big play at Berwick with a 7-point lead. Takes over with 1:45 to go in the third. They take over at their own 26.
And what do they go with? They've been doing a lot with the 2 running backs. They've been going strong with Benny Knorr and Ryan Bankus behind Spencer Tischbach.
Onzinski awaits the shotgun snap. Gives the ball to Bankus off the right side. He'll pick up a couple to the 23-yard line.
Not much there. Hope for a little bit more. Bankus has been running strong throughout the game. 46 yards, give him another one in there, make it 47 so far on the game.
Injury on part of one of the Bulldogs, Liam Carroll, getting up slowly. Training staff comes out. He's on his feet, but he'll have to come out for at least one play. I guess you got to give some credit to Berwick's secondary on that last play as well, because it looked like Whaley had some time initially. He looked things over, didn't like what he saw, and then Andrew Blockus with the big play.
not the normal starting quarterback, doesn't get as many reps, doesn't see as much of varsity coverage, couldn't find a receiver. Or Berwick had them all covered, as you mentioned, Jim. His dangerous talent is his ability to make plays when there's nothing there, and Andrew Blockus came up and stopped that. So Carroll out of there, number 51 has replaced him for this second down call. This goes up the middle. The bank is in a good effort out to the 28-yard line. Michael Vaughn is that replacement lineman. They kind of wedge blocked it, push things forward, and Bankus runs hard, gets about 6 on that. Now Carroll is back in there. Tajee Taylor checking in as well. Third down and 2. Bulldogs trying to close out this third quarter with the lead. A short 2. You'd often think to sneak, but there's so much beef inside for Williamsport. I don't think you look to just pound it straight. Movement on the part of Berwick, and boy, that is a tough penalty. Third and 2, very, very doable. You got Benny Nora going to follow the blocking of Spencer Kishbaugh, and now you face a third down and 8. You got Williamsport to jump so many times. I think the notion was let's use cadence. But in the huddle, I think you have to say something like, look, guys, we're going on 2. Really emphasize it, because about 4 people moved for Berwick. Some caught it in the huddle, the others didn't. You want to make that well known that you're looking to try to bark the other team off sides. Third and 7, probably the last play of this third quarter. Trey Wilk, wide to the right. One of 3 receivers in that direction. Modzinski out of the gun. Like to convert, but you want it to be safer. You can punt it away. You still have the lead. And flag down on the play, but the quarter ends. There is a flag down. Are they going to call too much time, or are they going to say the clock ran out? Berwick's pointing to the scoreboard. Referee's pointing that way to the clock. Berwick people don't believe there should be a flag. Normally what you do is you look to the back judge. He puts his hand up when there's 5 seconds left. Berwick feeling, hey, there was only 4 left on the clock when the hand went up. So this shouldn't be delay of game, but they'll march to 5 against Berwick. Now I think you get even more conservative, Jim, even to the point of running or a quarterback run, and then punt this away, protect that lead. Now they put 2 seconds up on the scoreboard. Carmen DiFrancesco wants to talk to the referee. Well, you do want to know. And again, it's hard. We don't have 25-second clocks here at Berwick this year. They've been non-functional, at least at one end, so you can't put either up. So you can't see that countdown. It's kept on the field. There's a ready for play signal. There's 25 seconds. The back judge in the secondary wears that special clock to keep an eye on it. When there's 5 seconds left, he usually lifts his hand to signal to the quarterback and everyone. And then you think, hey, 5 seconds left, 4 on the clock, let's let the quarter run out. Did he not do that? I did not see it. Did not work that way. Now they're going to call the quarter. 3 quarters in the books. Berwick 21, Williamsport 14. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard tonight. 4th quarter, Danville leads Central Columbia 47-6. Williams Valley leads Bloomsburg 13-6 in the third. Southern Columbia leads Mount Carmel 40-13 in the fourth. I'm Ben Willis on HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
7-point lead. They have the ball. They move from our left to our right. They have it at their own 19-yard line. Third down and 12. The delay of game penalty did stand. 3rd and 12. I play it conservatively as a coach, but sometimes there's conservative passes that can convert. There's a lob out to the left side and a complete completion and a gain out to about the 25-yard line. So a safe pass. Trey Wilkes caught it. Maybe Ryan Bacon, I believe, was on the reception. We'll check it, but it's got to the 26-yard line, picked up 7. There is a Berwick player down on the field. Looks like a cramping situation.
Yeah, they're working his leg back up and pushing off the toe, but whatever player this is will have to miss the punting play if he's in on that particular team. The catch by Wilkes got a lot more than I thought, Jim. I thought it was just a yard or so, but he was about 7 yards back from there. So it was a nice, effective, safe passing play, trying to use the extraordinary talents of Trey Wilkes.
We're down and 5 coming for Berwick. This is a very bad injury, but it does look like a cramp. We hope that is the case. That is Andrew Blockus, and that's a two-way player. I mean, it will hurt on defense. It will hurt even more on offense as he's starting center.
Ethan Lear will be doing the punt snapping, so you're not losing him on that. But it's not a cramp where he's walking off the field. He's hopping. He's really Charlie horsed up in that left shin area. And you'll miss him in the defensive set. You hope to get him back on offense, but boy, they're going to have to really stretch him out.
Keith Freeman back in single safety. Very, very dangerous return man. He catches the ball on a fair catch. Nice high punt by Benny Orr. So Williamsport, on their first possession of the final quarter, will take over good field position near their own 43. Just underway here in the fourth. Berwick leading 21-14.
If I'm Williamsport, I tell my big line, and it is a very big line, look, we're putting it on you. Their best defensive tackle is out. The others not even suited for the game because of injury. Let's pound this tight inside behind these 260, 270-pound interior linemen. That's where I'd be going.
Whaley is under center. Hannigan gets the call. Has some running room. No, it's Sam Glover on the carry. He bounces away from one tackler, gets the first down. There is a flag down on the play.
There'll be a holding about 5 yards into the run, but they did attack that interior of the line. Paid to see Sam Glover dancing, finding himself with some room, but assisted by the holding call about 5 yards into the run.
Remember, Bruce Hartman is out, injured for this game. He plays defensive tackle. And now Andrew Blockus, they're working on him. Jim Diambra is going to enter that defensive front, see what he can do. The penalty brings Williamsport back to their 38-yard line.
You mentioned Hartman and Blockus in the defense, Jim, but they're your best snappers. That was going to be your starting center and one, and Blockus was filling in. So where do you go with that offensive line at the key position of the center snapper?
First and 15, Millionaires. Back at their 38. Close snap. Whaley picks it up. Hit behind the line, but gets away. Still on his feet. Gets the pass away, and it's dropped. Oh, Berwick is very, very fortunate. There was lots of running room for the receiver who flat out dropped it. Bulldogs frustrated because they should have had a sack.
Yeah, Alex Hacker got in first, should have brought him down. Somehow Whaley, we mentioned he has the escapability, was able to truck away from two more people pressuring him. The throw was almost like an intentional grounding throw, but right into the hands of Yazir Slaughter, who drops and had nothing but open field in front of him.
Second and 15, Millionaires, back at their 38. Whaley under center. Pitches the ball to Freeman coming around. And Freeman gets to the 42-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 on the play. Big third down play coming, Millionaires.
And they'll try passing with this quarterback who's entered the game, and George Whaley. His passing hasn't looked that accurate, but he's very dangerous in the pocket. If he escapes, he's going to have to get 11 yards. Sometimes you go with zone defense that your secondary, your linebackers can keep an eye on that quarterback should he break free.
Here we go, 3rd and 11. 3 receivers to the left. Whaley back to throw. Lobs it up there. Great catch by Slaughter near the first down yardage. At the Berwick 47-yard line, a terrific catch. He just dropped one something right in his hand. Now he goes high in the air to make the grab. And it looks like a first down at the Berwick 47.
The hard part was coming down in bounds. Not everyone understands the high school rule is 1 foot touching. That's all you need. The officials are right there on the Berwick sideline. Berwick players couldn't argue it. He got that 1 foot in with possession of the football. 3rd and 11. They got 11, and they have a first down at the Berwick 47-yard line. It's almost a miracle play, Jim. An incredible catch, and to get the foot in.
Yazir Slaughter with the big play. Sam Glover gets the carry, and he's hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Jake Shucker's in there. We mentioned Andrew Block is suffering with the cramp. Shucker's filling in, gets penetration, and beats the running back in the backfield for a loss of a good yard.
Second down, we'll call 12 at the Berwick 49-yard line. Again, we're not sure why Hennigan is not in there. Sam Glover continues to be the running back. Whaley takes the snap, back to throw, fires, has a man, a completion to Freeman to the Berwick 43-yard line. They needed 12, they got 6.
How about the rallying to the football, Jim? You know, you wonder, is he going to catch it, turn it upfield to run? We've seen his talent. But boy, people converging everywhere to that man once he catches the football. About 5 people in on the tackle.
3rd down and 5. Millionaires at the Berwick 42. They trail by 7. 9:07 to play. Whaley, bad snap, goes back, gets it, it's loose. The scramble is on at the Williamsport 48-yard line, and I think Whaley was able to get on it.
Actually, I think it was that receiver who just made the catch, Jim Yazir Slaughter. Whaley was separated from the football, I believe it was Hacker with the initial pressure as they're going his side. And when he tried to get to it, Hacker had him by the knees, and he couldn't reach for the ball. Berwick had Shuckers there. He tried to get on it, but he pushed it away, and eventually Williamsport coming up with a big loss.
4th and 15, and they're going for it.
They're confused.
In their own territory. Whaley back to throw. Big pass rush. He gets away. He gets away again. He's got running room in the open field, and he's brought down by Benny Moore at the Berwick 42-yard line.
Here, Ashland, Jim. He squared up, grabbed him by the shoulder pads. Whaley kept trying to go. It became a test of strength, and eventually spun down by the top of those shoulder pads. And a big play for Berwick. I'm stunned they went on 4th down. I can only figure they lost count of what down it was. Why would you not punt that away? I don't understand.
4th and 15 was the call. Although when Whaley was in the open field,
it's scary.
It momentarily looked like the right call. 8:12 to go. Berwick 21. Williamsport 14. Bulldogs 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
And if they can get themselves together with a time-consuming drive, Jim, protect this lead and maybe add some points, they can come up with what people would consider a big upset.
Ryan Vegas has the call, and he gets close to a first down over midfield.
Running hard, Keith Freeman eventually bringing him down, but not until Ryan Vegas uses his speed and strength for a good 8-yard gain on first down.
And he checked that center position for Berwick.
Have to take a look. Fort Bankes' run, give him now 62 on the game. And who is doing the snapping is we have another Berwick player down, a lineman, sucking air and sitting there. That's Liam Carroll needing a little bit of break. I see Chase Shuckers is in there on the line, as we would expect. Is Marcus back out? Is that 54 in the back corner? Yes, it is. Boy, talk about an Iron Man who knows what his team needs, Jim. Going 2 ways, giving it his all, and back in, even with the leg cramp, able to kind of work that loose. The trainers massage it, you get him some water, and he's the gamer. He knows his team needs him. He's going to go back in. Says, who else is going to snap, Coach? I got to do it.
8 yards and the carry by Ryan Vegas. Big first down carry. 2nd and 2. Bulldogs from midfield. 7:30 to go in the game. Berwick leading Williamsport 21-14.
Just started at 25-second clock. I said a lot of it run down.
Call goes to Bankus again, and he's got the first down. He powers to the Williamsport 47-yard line.
Of course, when you have momentum, you want to keep momentum, Jim, and you don't want to stand at that line and watch 15 seconds run off. Bankus should have a good run. He got to catch his breath during the injury timeout. Give it to him again, and now he's going to come off for a little breather after converting the first down.
So Sheptock checks into that Berwick offense. Bulldogs with a first down at the Williamsport 48-yard line. Sheptock is in a slot to the left. Trey Wilk outside of him. Monsinski out of the gun after a shift. Tajee Taylor, the tight end, on the left with Sheptock. Fishball. The call goes to Benny Knorr. Knorr turns the corner, makes a great cut. Gets inside the 40, gets another Berwick first down.
You mentioned the shift, Jim. Tajee Taylor and Spencer Kishbaugh both shift from right to left. Defense may recognize that, those guys at 6'4" and their athleticism are going to be the point of attack. They run behind him. They give the soft corner to Benny Knorr, who maximizes the run and moves the chain yet again.
11 yards on the carry. Berwick, first and 10 at the Williamsport 37. Clock running, 6.5 minutes to go.
Berwick taking their time in the huddle now, not hurrying things, being deliberate.
Ishbaugh on a wing to the right. There's that shift again. Now he's on the left side. Call goes to Benny Knorr up the middle. Good carry inside the 35 to the 31.
Run it until they stop. It is the mindset, Jim. You're going to bring those two big H-backs, tight ends, H-backs, call them what you will. They shifted them from right and left, but wherever they are, they're the target. They're big. They can create the shield block. Run Benny Knorr or Ryan Bankus in their direction. And with their speed and strength, they're going to make things happen. Here another 5-yard burst.
Second down call coming. They marked at the 33, so we'll call it a second down and 4.
And deliberate. I'd like to see 25-second clocks in the end zone, so with the quarterbacks to know how much time they have.
Monsinski out of the gun. Benny Knorr to his right. Knorr gets the call up the middle, close to the first down yardage.
Kishbaugh in the area, even though it's straight up the middle. Don't put him right behind a guard. It doesn't matter. He's the boxer. He's the fighter. He's at 6'4". He's going to win battles for you. You're going to come about half a yard short of the 4-yard gain.
Third down and 1. Berwick at the Williamsport 28-yard line. Bulldogs getting it done with some young linemen. Liam Carroll's a sophomore. Jason Shuckers is a 9th grader. Third down and 1.
They have to hold their own on the inside, at least get stalemates. They're going to use the experience with those big H-backs to get the key blocks to the point of attack.
Kishbaugh's on the left. Knorr goes that way, but Williamsport is all over the play. He'll lose 2 yards back to the 30-yard line.
Eric Burks, the defensive end, was unblocked. A little different look from Berwick, not showing their hand at the point of attack with the H-backs. Eric Burke doesn't get blocked, and you're not going to beat him with just the running back coming.
This is a huge play coming. Benny Knorr's got a cramped situation, I believe. So they'll have a timeout with 4:19 to go. Berwick's going to face a 4th down and 4 at the Williamsport 30.
First thing I would do, Jim, I'd huddle the whole team and say, look, guys, we're going to bark the signals. We're going to go on 3. When I yell, hut, don't anybody move except we want Williamsport to move. That's what I'd be emphasizing right now. If that doesn't happen, then you have a play that goes on 3. You're going to have the full 25-second clock after this stoppage with Benny Knorr. In fact, you look, you get a whistle, and when do you start your cadence count? Can you run some of that time off? You go for it with the play from scrimmage. It's a short 4, long 3. You'll be doing it without Benny Knorr unless you take a timeout. Which options do you have? Bankus isn't really the power runner, but he can find seats and make things happen. Is this the time where you roll your quarterback and give him the option to run? The wide side of the field is to the right. Is this the time you release the H-backs? It's the passing play with quick outs and hit them with their 6'4" frames. We'll find out momentarily, but the first thing I'd look is the cadence count.
Huge play. 4th and 4 Berwick at the Williamsport 30. Tight end either side. I formation. Rolling right. As Lenzinski throws, and it's off the hands of Spencer Kishbaugh. Incomplete. Williamsport gets it with 3:49 to go, down 7.
And Kishbaugh's doing the stilty walk where he cramped up on his side. And you'll miss him defensively, Jim. Is Benny Knorr ready to get back in there? 2 of your key defenders could be out. We saw Blockus coming out with the cramp. He'll be back in. But who do you have up there and healthy and ready to stop this big play attack that Williamsport can come at you with 3:49 left to go?
Boy, the play call was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just a little behind them.
Benny Knorr is back in there on defense. Williamsport, 3:49 to go. 2 timeouts remaining. They trail Berwick 21-14. They have it their own 30.
Evan Meehan in.
George Whaley's going to keep the ball himself, and he's got running room. And he's over midfield. It's a foot race. Shipcock trying to catch up. It does so, but he's inside the Berwick 20-yard line. That's why George Whaley is in the game.
Yeah, for his legs. He can make it happen. Able to get through the seam off the right side. Bursting on down there was a question, as you mentioned, of the foot race. I thought that we were going to have the angle with Bo Shepdonk, but would he be able to bring Whaley down?
52 yards on the run. Williamsport, 18 yards away from the tying score. Sam Glover gets the call off the right side, and limited yardage on the play. It'll be second down coming with the clock running and 3:14 to go. They mark it at the 15, so give him 3. Second down and 7. Freeman in a slot to the left. Whaley gives to Sam Glover again, this time running room, and he's inside the 10 down around the 8-yard line.
He had a seam on the inside, Jim. We mentioned the size of these big offensive linemen. They're going to move Berwick out of the way and give him the seam. But Berwin closed it rather quickly.
The ball at the 9-yard line. They're calling it a 1st and goal. Now Marone is back in there, and he gives the ball to Freeman and gets nothing. So Frankie Marone comes back in there for one play. Just maybe gave Whaley a breather after that long run because he is back in there.
Not a bad idea. Chase Shucker's getting the man by the legs, and then Spencer Kishbaugh, who's back in, finishing off the tackle.
Second and goal at the 8-yard line. Whaley under center. Fakes, rolls right, lobs a pass, and he's got a touchdown on the far side.
Number 22, Jim, that would be
Sebastian Robinson.
Sebastian Robinson, the big tight end, comes through. Only had 2 catches on the season, 20 yards and a touchdown. As they roll in his direction, the quarterback gets Berwick's attention. 2 men come on him. Either stay back with Sebastian Robinson, makes the catch around the 1, and pushes it in. They're playing it for the kick here, Jim.
Connor Poole, still 2:05 to go. Snap placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Out of the field, 2:05 remaining. Berwick 21, Williamsport 21. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Every step of the way, First Columbia Bank. Any questions, ask them. Let's dream and make it happen. Time to feel the way a friend can make your day. For the big decisions, every step of the way. Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
2:05 to go in what is a terrific matchup here at Crestwood Field tonight. Williamsport gets a huge run by quarterback George Whaley, setting up an 8-yard touchdown pass. George Whaley to Sebastian Robinson. But it all started with Berwick at the Williamsport 30, a 4th and 4, had the play call. Man was open, just couldn't make the completion. Williamsport made the Bulldogs pay, and we are tied at 21.
And Coach Charles Cruz decides to kick for the tie, Jim, and I would as well with his personnel. His kicker is outstanding and proven in Connor Poole, and if you get to that overtime thing, strong kickers like Brendan Hinkle are the difference in the game.
And Poole booms one back to the 7-yard line. And the return is out to the 23-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will have it. Benny Noor on the return. Berwick has 2 timeouts remaining. Exactly 2 minutes to play. Score tied at 21.
Hard to say how aggressively to go for this, Jim. If you go aggressively and have a turnover, Williamsport can win this with field position and the field goal. So do you play this to try to get a drive, take some time off the clock, and take it into the overtime situation? Or do you work on this drive itself with just 2 minutes to go and try to make it happen? You hope for a chunk play, but you hope for a safe one on this side of the 50.
And Liam Carroll is out of there with an injury. Berwick down an offensive lineman. Ryan Bankes gets the call, tries the right side, and picks up just a couple.
And give him 67 on the game, give 69 on the game to Benny Noor, as those two have done a nice job running. Berwick relatively conservative, starting with the running play, but they can often make some chunk plays when they get the good blocking, usually from their H-backs at the point of attack, which seems to be the game plan.
Second down and 8 Bulldogs. Slot to the right. Trey Wilk wide left. Lisinski back to throw. Big pass rush. He's in trouble. He'll be sacked back at the 21-yard line. Look for Williamsport to use the timeout. They do. 1:18 to go. Score tied at 21. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative EP Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Tough call coming from Berwick. They face a third down and 12 at their own 21 with 1:18 to play. And the score is tied at 21. Williamsport has 1 timeout remaining. Lisinski has the snap. Back to throw. Plenty of time. Rolls right, directing traffic. Throws it up in the air. The ball is tipped and incomplete. 2 receivers to 50, but 4 defenders as well. That does stop the clock with 1:10 to go. And Williamsport's going to get it back. Millionaires do have 1 timeout remaining.
Well, now the thing is to get the good snap, the good punt, put it on the other side of midfield, and then put it to your defense to take this into overtime. Williamsport, of course, has that running quarterback as the threat. Berwick's going to have to keep an eye on him without letting receivers break free.
And they have an excellent return man who's back there now in Keith Freeman. Berwick getting on a player on very late. Ethan Lear with an important snap.
Right there.
A good one. The kick by Benny Noor will drive Freeman back. Takes a high hop. Berwick will let it roll. Good roll for the Bulldogs. Goes down to the 25-yard line. Benny Noor struggled punting last Friday. He's been very good tonight.
Yes, he has. I'm surprised that wasn't caught. And Freeman, I think, had an opportunity to come up and catch it. It was short in the air. Instead of catching it, he backs away from it, allows for the bounce. And with this field position back around the 35-yard line, really doesn't help Williamsport an opportunity to end this in regulation.
But every time George Whaley goes back to throw, you hold your breath if you're a Berwick fan. He is so talented in the open field. 52-yard run on the last series, setting up that tying score. 3 receivers to the right for Whaley, who operates out of the gun. 59 seconds to go. He has the snap. He rolls right. He's going to keep the football, and he's not going to get very far.
Sit on him. Berwick does converge. Defensive front doing the job, Jim. Really came in, collapsed on him, gave him no seam to step up into.
Actually lost a yard, back to the 34. 35 seconds to go. Williamsport not using that timeout. Whaley has the snap, back to throw, dumps it off, has Freeman. Freeman forced out of bounds by Benny Noor with 24 seconds to go. They do get the first down.
They do. They also get the clock stopped and can save that timeout, put it back in their pocket. But they're still on the wrong side of the 50. They're going to need 2 or 3 good plays. Berwick should be in a little bit more of an umbrella, a little bit more of a prevent look to make sure no one gets by them, no one behind them.
3 receivers to the right. Whaley has the snap, back to throw, fires to the sideline, has the catch made at the 47-yard line. They'll pick up just 3 with 20 seconds to play.
Freeman again on the catch. Instead of running the out here on the left, they run it on the right. I'm not understanding of the call. They need much more yardage than that. A 3-yard out on the sideline. It doesn't stop the clock, but it gets you 3 yards and loses time up there.
2nd and 7 Millionaires at their own 47. 20 seconds to go. Score tied at 21. Whaley awaiting the shotgun snap. He has it. Back to throw. Big pass rush. He's going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line.
Jim, it's number 71 who has eluded our rosters. Do you have anyone at 71? Did someone rip a jersey? I don't know.
Harrison Snyder has been wearing 88. Makes the big play as regulation ends. Berwick 21. Williamsport 21. We'll be back with the overtime. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio HLN.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Bloomsburg, or check out their Facebook page.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLN.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog Football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLN.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLN Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLN.
It was indeed Harrison Snyder, a 6'2", 190-pound sophomore who made that big sack of George Whaley on what turned out to be the final play of regulation. Berwick 21, Williamsport 21.
Harrison Snyder's been very versatile for them, Jim. They've actually changed numbers to 88, used him at tight end, used him on the outside for his eligible receiver number. We saw him in 88 during the game, and somehow here he switched back to his 71. I guess when he was doing some interior line play. In fact, he may have been doing some substituting when we saw the Blanca injury and Ian Carroll come out, where he'd have to put on the lineman number. So on to overtime. Charles Cruz coming out with 3 captains, and Carm DiFrancesco decides I'll join them as well, as they're going to go over the rules.
Andy, I'm wondering if anything has happened to Nasir Hennigan. We have not seen him for a long, long time in this game.
I don't think we've seen him in this second half. He had 2 carries. He was at 22 yards, up to 33, and another for 33. But you are correct, Jim, a long time since we have seen him. I'll look to see if I can find his 26 on the sideline. Often they sit down on the bench when they get themselves out of commission. But team is actually blocking me from getting a look in. Of course, the high school overtime rules from the 10-yard stripe is if you had a 1st and 10 from the 10, you play it from there. Each team gets a timeout in the overtime situation. You would like to start defensively if you can win the coin toss and take that option. The other team merely gets to pick which end of the field they wish to defend, which doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're seeing the scoreboard or not. So it's a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line, and offense sees what kind of points it can get, whether it scores a touchdown and it kicks or runs a conversion, or whether it settles for a field goal attempt from in that close on 4th down, or whether it comes up with no point. The team that starts defensively then gets the ball in that same end of the field, and they get their opportunity to try to beat or match that score. If there's a result after each team gets its attempts at the 10-yard line, game's over. If not, they'll go to a second overtime with the same type of rule. And it looks like Williamsport. What the heck?
Williamsport wanted to deferred, so Berwick started to defend the ball first.
Yeah. My head went bonkers on me for a minute. Yeah, it's the way they should have called it. So they'll see how much Berwick can score if they score. And, of course, both teams have excellent kickers from in close. Brendan Eagle, very strong for Berwick. Connor Bull, outstanding for Williamsport. If Berwick would be held scoreless, Williamsport could just spot it from the 10-yard line to try to kick their field goal rather than risk a turnover.
Great interaction between the two head coaches when they went out to the field. Both had smiles on their face, both hugging. Charles Cruz probably said, we do this every week. They had overtime last week, and they have it again. And Berwick will get the ball first. They'll be moving from our right to our left from the 10-yard line. 4 downs to do something with it.
And with the stoppage, you hope everyone's rested and healthy enough to go. We'll look for Andrew Blockus to be snapping at center. We'll look to see Benny Dorr in ball. We know that Spencer Tishbaum came up lame at the one point, but he's been back in since. And, of course, the adrenaline's there to carry you through anything.
So the Bulldogs at the 10-yard line of Williamsport. We are in overtime. Score tied at 21. That one's Zinski out of the gun. Benny Noor in motion left to right. Zinski has the snap. Gives the ball to Bankus, and he will get 2, maybe 3 on the play off the right side.
We see that number 88, Harrison Snyder, is back in the tight end jersey for this snap. He tries to help secure the corner. You have a stoppage with a Williamsport player down. I believe it's one of the interior linemen.
Charles Cruz, the third, who is down on the play. The gain was to the 7-yard line.
Jim, we never got to go through lineups and really highlight some of the star players. Charles Cruz is one of them. 6'3", 260 pounds, a senior that a lot of colleges will be looking at. But aside of him, Andrew Mullen goes 275 pounds. Aside of him, another stud, and Dane Slade, who goes 270 pounds. So you're going to lose one of those big blocks of granite on the inside as Cruz is going to come out for a decent play after this stop. The fact that they have him down a little bit, helping him now. He's going to lift to the sideline, but not put any weight on his left foot. I don't know if we see him the rest of this defensive series.
Second down and goal Berwick at the Williamsport 7-yard line.
The sweep to the right puts the ball on the right hash.
That was Zinski is wide to the right, so Benny Noor out of the Wildcat for the first time in this game after a shift. Bankus to the right. Noor's going to carry it off the right side. Benny Noor fumbles the football. Williamsport scrambling for it at around the 6-yard line.
They're calling third down, though, Jim, so Berwick must have had somebody fall. Berwick shifted and overloaded that far right side, evened Lasinski helping out with the blocking. He had about a 4-yard gain, as you mentioned, it fumbled away. But it's not going to take away from the game. Still going to be in there relatively close, about the 6-yard line. Probably a passing situation.
3rd down and goal, Berwick at the Williamsport 6. We are in overtime with the score tied at 21.
Ball still on the right hash. If you want to roll your quarterback wide side, he's going to be going left against his natural toe. But Berwick take a timeout, and they will.
They were using a lot of clock. They had a man in there that they didn't want in there. So there is a timeout. We'll take one as well. Score tied at 21. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio HLM.
The Medicine Shop. The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location. 500 Fowler Avenue, Berwick, has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, who you've trusted for more than 20 years, and they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Medicine Shop of Berwick, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Big call coming, maybe the biggest of the game. We're in overtime at Crestman Field. Williamsport 21, Berwick 21. Bulldogs following their timeout have the ball at the Williamsport 6-yard line, 3rd down and goal.
They don't want to turn over, Jim. They want at least a field goal attempt. They'd like to get the score for the touchdown.
Lasinski has the snap. He's back to throw. He fires. He has his man for the touchdown. That was Lasinski on target.
Number 4, Jim, Spencer Kishball. You go to the Stars. He was isolated on the right side with that smaller quarterback on him. We mentioned that Davian Glover's only 5'7". All they did is they ran a slant. The ball was thrown high, a little bit behind him, and a bullet of a pass. Spencer Kishball had to catch it, and falling to the ground ended up doing a tumble step. He couldn't see where he landed, whether he held on, but he did.
Brendan Hinkle will attempt the important extra point here out of the hold of Benny Orr. Trying to extend that lead to 7. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Out on the field. Berwick 28, Williamsport 21. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio HLM.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Here we go. Berwick 28, Williamsport 21. Bulldogs strike first in overtime. Now it's Williamsport's turn. From the Berwick 10.
Quarterback is George Whaley, Jim, with those legs that can run.
Freeman goes in motion. Hand off to him. He reverses his field, tries to sweep the left side, and gets him for the touchdown. There is a flag down the play.
We've seen this play earlier. The runner is going to his right. Freeman takes the handoff, takes one step, plants, pivots, and comes back to turn and sweep to the left. He got in for the score, and the flag is holding against Williamsport. That's big. Not only does it negate the touchdown, Jim, but 10 yards when you're on the 10-yard line pushes you back. Much, much harder to score. They're going to spot it on the 17. So 3 yards into the run, then the 10-yard penalty. Still be first down.
So be first and goal for Williamsport at the Berwick 18-yard line where they have it marked.
Yep.
Slaughter wide to the right. Freeman in the slot to the right. Sam Glover remains the running back. Whaley awaiting the shotgun snap. He has it. He's going to run all the way. He's in the 15. He's at the 10-yard line and stop there. Maybe the 11.
Bo Sheptock, Spencer Tischbach, and others eventually beating. His legs are dangerous. He brings it back to almost the 10-yard line, makes up some of that lost penalty yardage.
The ball at the 11-yard line. Second down and goal, Williamsport in overtime. Berwick leading 28-21. Slaughter wide right. Freeman in a slot to that side. Whaley out of the pistol. Sam Glover, the running back behind him, from the 11. George Whaley gives the ball to Sam Glover. He's going nowhere. Maybe got to the 10.
People right up front, stopped it at the line of scrimmage. Jim, credit the lineman. The number 60 coming up out of the pile. That's Jay Shuckers, not a guy you normally see in there. Oh, Sheptock coming up very hard from the safety position. I don't like the call, Jim, and I think the reason is George Whaley is such a dangerous target with his legs. I'd have passed or rolled him out and given him the opportunity to make something happen. I would not have run a standard running play with my number 2 running back.
Third and goal. Williamsport at the 10. 3 receivers to the left. Slaughter wide right. Whaley out of the gun. Whaley back to throw. Big pass rush. Hit. Fires the pass. It's picked off. It's picked off. The game is over. It is picked off. The game is over. Great pass rush. And then Spencer Tischbach picks it off. He'll take it to the other end, but it won't be a touchdown. What it will be is a Berwick victory in overtime. Berwick 28. Williamsport 21.
Harrison Snyder, back to wearing his number 88 jersey, again is the hero of the day. He pressured the quarterback where the man could not get around him or step up, forced him to throw the ball, and Spencer Tischbach in that area picks it off, not enough to run it all the way back, but it's blown dead with the interception because the game ends, and Berwick has to win 28-21.
Bulldogs celebrating as well they might. That's a terrific win for them. Charles Cruz out at midfield, exchanging handshakes with the Bulldogs. Williamsport, second overtime game in a row. This one, they come up with a short end. Great win for Berwick. Tremendous rebound from a very disappointing performance last Friday at Williamsport. And the final in overtime. Berwick 28, Williamsport 21. We'll be back with the scoring and other stats. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates. Why go anywhere else when Reds Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Even the salad dressings are homemade. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
It's the Labor Day sales event all month long, so that means you can get a fantastic deal at Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And between their 2 locations, they have whatever car, truck, or SUV you're looking for.
Find it at Fairfield.
Stop in and take a look at the newly redesigned Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Ready for on- and off-road trails with plenty of room for people and packages. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Renegade, just $25,700. Or how about a 2021 2021 Ram 2500, just $47,500. Check out their ad in the Web Weekly this week for more incredible deals. Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end September 30th. See dealer for complete details.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
After the way Berwick performed last week at Selinsgrove, you wouldn't have given them much of a chance here against the Williamsport team that came in with a 3-1 record. But the Bulldogs really played well from start to finish in this one. They earned this win 28-21 in overtime. Berwick started the game with a 15-play drive, at one point reaching the Williamsport 13, but they came up short of points. Big play along the way, a 39-yard run by Benny Knorr. Williamsport came back and put a score on the board. Keith Freeman with the halfback pass, 77 yards to DJ Green. Connor Poole kicked the extra point. Millionaires led 7-0 after one quarter of play. But on the second play of the second quarter, Benny Knorr went in from 2 yards out, capping a 7-play, 77-yard drive. Knorr had a 53-yard play on a screen pass along the way. Brendan Hinkle kicked the extra point to tie the score at 7. That is the Independence 4 drive of the game. Williamsport would take the lead with 4:38 to go in the second. Nasir Hennigan, who we did not see in the second half, on a screen pass went 39 yards for the score, capping a 68-yard drive. There was also a 45-yard completion to DJ Green on the second and 29. Connor Poole kicked the extra point. Williamsport led by a score of 14-7. Berwick tied the score, or tried to tie it off the second half kickoff. 8 plays, 64 yards. There was a 30-yard pass to Spencer Kishbaugh in there. Ryan Vegas with a touchdown run from 8 yards out. But the extra point attempt failed. Williamsport kept the lead at 14-13. Later in the third quarter, Dre Wilk with his third interception of the season, returning to the Williamsport 5-yard line. 2 plays, both runs by Benny Knorr, got the touchdown. And then Matt Lazinski kept for the conversion, and Berwick took the lead 21-14. Williamsport, in that third quarter, starting their own 27, drove to the Berwick 19-yard line, 4th and 5. Berwick with one of their biggest defensive plays of the game. It came from Andrew Blockus, who played offense, played defense, played special teams, came up big as Berwick retained that lead 21-14. In the fourth quarter, Berwick facing a 4th and 4 at the 30-yard line of Williamsport. Had the play call, just couldn't quite complete the pass. Williamsport took over, got a 52-yard run from George Whaley, who replaced Frankie Barone at quarterback after that interception by Dre Wilk. And then Whaley got his team to the 8-yard line where he threw the touchdown pass to Sebastian Robinson. Connor Poole with the extra point with 2:05 to go. Score tied at 21, and we went into overtime. Berwick got the ball first. Matt Lunzinski on third down, a 6-yard touchdown pass to Spencer Kishbaugh. Hinkle with the extra point, 28-21. Williamsport took over. Berwick's defense was stout. Millionaires face a third down and goal at the 11-yard line. And at that point, the Bulldogs got a great pass rush from Harrison Snyder on the quarterback, George Whaley. His pass was picked off by Spencer Kishbaugh to end this one. Berwick wins 28-21. Stats and scores of other games coming up. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Northeast Pennsylvania is your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jumpstart, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Williamsport, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
Thriller here tonight at Crispin Field. The final in overtime. Berwick over Williamsport 28-21. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
What an effort, Jim. What an effort by this team that just really showed character, really showed attitude. A lot of people have given up on them. They stepped it up with an intensity to take on one of the better teams in the area. On the stat sheet, they don't win it because of the big plays that they give up. At halftime, they were off by about 70, 80 yards. Here at the end of the game, Williamsport had 349 yards of total offense. Berwick was 236. For Williamsport, 143 on the ground, 206 in the air. But at halftime, they had 177, so Berwick did keep the passing game from hurting them, giving up only about 30 yards in the second half. They did give up a lot in the running game, but a lot of that running game, 143 yards, came with the legs of backup quarterback George Whaley. He becomes the leading rusher in this game. 8 carries for 85 yards by my count, and that's including suffering a number of sacks. Nasir Hannigan was the starting running back, 11 carries for 33. He's the star of this team, but limited to 2 early second half carries, and we wondered, did he get injured or what the situation was. Damier Sands Glover filled in for him, 4 carries for 18. Keith Freeman, who often alternates at running back along with his slot back position, he chipped in with 7 carries for 36 yards to be a fine talent. The team lost one on kneel down, and Frankie Marone, the quarterback who started the game, stacked a number of times, taken out after an interception. In his running stats, 5 for -22. Different type of game in one half from the other half, with the running quarterback, George Whaley, really being leaned on heavily by Williamsport. In the passing department, I have to combine both quarterbacks because I just don't have the talent to set it up myself. 9 completes and 16 attempts, 2 interceptions, 1 by each quarterback, and 206 yards in the passing game. And again, 177 at halftime, so the 206 isn't bad. DJ Green caught 3 for 132. Beautiful 77-yard play on a sort of a halfback option pass. It was an end-around option pass. Caught Berwick a little flat-footed. That balloons his numbers up to 132 yards receiving off 3 catches. Keith Freeman, 3 catches for 18 yards. Izzy Slaughter, a circus catch, going up high on the sideline for 11 yards. Sebastian Robinson, a touchdown catch, big tight end on an 8-yarder. And Nasir Henninger in the first half, 2 for 45. 206 in the air, 143 on the ground, big total of 349. As Berwick manages to take it to them. They have 236 yards in total offense, 133 on the ground, 103 in the air. On the ground, Benny Knorr and Ryan Bankus pretty much shared the load. Benny Knorr with 72 yards on 11 carries. Ryan Bankus with 17 carries for 67 yards. Outside of that, it was quarterback Matt Lundinski. Suffered 3 different sacks, but still worked to a -6, so he did some nice positive running as well. Passing, I thought he's been improving each week, gaining the confidence, looking comfortable, looking like the quarterback as he aggressively steps out of the pocket, bounces on his feet, throws downfield. His leading receiver was Benny Knorr, 2 catches for 66. Dre Wilcott, 2 for 10. And Spencer Kishba, who had an amazing game offensively, defensively. 5 catches for him for 27 yards. And he ends the game with the interception that ends it. He would have taken it for a touchdown if they let him. So that's not the rules of the game in overtime. So while Berwick is beaten in total offense, 349 to 236, they are not beaten in overtime, Jim. And what a thrilling game. And what an exciting moment to see Berwick come back with the enthusiasm and play as well.
There was nothing that we saw last Friday that would lead to think that this was going to happen. A tremendous comeback in every respect, not only in this game, but in the season. And really, we'll see what happens. It's a week-to-week thing, but this could be the kind of game that turns the season around.
Could be. It certainly could be, Jim. We haven't seen this type of confidence, this type of attitude. I think they played with a chip on the shoulder. I think people quit up. People just felt they can't do it. They don't want to be part of this. And they wanted to show, hey, we ourselves can do this. We're going to make it happen. Take on the best team on their schedule and beat.
Williamsport with the loss falls to 3-2. They'll be home against Dallas next Friday. The Bulldogs, they're away for a couple of weeks. Tunkhannock next week, Wyoming Valley West the following week. They'll be back on October 15th against Pittston area. That game against Tunkhannock will kick off at 7 o'clock. As usual, our coverage will start at 6 with the Coach DiFrancesco show. Let's look at other scores from tonight's game, including the one involving Tunkhannock with Ben Willis.
Thank you very much, Jim. As we look at the high school football final scoreboard tonight, the HLM game of the week, of course, Danville over Central Columbia, 47-6 this evening. Other finals, Williams Valley over Bloomsburg, 13-6. Southern Columbia over Mount Carmel, 40-13. Another overtime final, Hazleton over Dallas, 28-21. That Wyoming Valley West game has gone final over Tunkhannock, Wyoming Valley West, 20-8 tonight. Other finals, Wyoming area over Crestwood, 27-0. Jersey Shore over Shikellamy, 56-20. Montoursville over Loyalsock, 26-21. Lewisburg over Midwest, 62-6 was the reported final. Shamokin over Mifflinburg, 34-27. Central Mountain over Milton, 29-20. And Selinsgrove tonight over Muhlenberg, 20-0. Back to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben. Again, the Bulldogs going to 2-3 on the season with this win at Tunkhannock next Friday night. Final again in overtime. Berwick 28, Williamsport 21. Randy Ulickney and our producer Ben Willis. This is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Sports Radio HLM.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Forge Pub and Eatery, West 11th Street in Berwick. Bear, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram in Berwick. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Berwick Notary Center, Orange Street in Berwick. Mason's Monogram Services for all your Bulldog merchandise. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's tradition solutions, tomorrow's vision. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickasha. Your Berwick State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. Hometown agents who understand Berwick's needs. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Alexander Family Dealership, Central Road off Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Access Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Welch's Towing and Repair, towing recovery and lockout services. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Don's Towing Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. MD Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Danville. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. HLM is the Valley Sports Leader.